Alright guys, we're 8 minutes out. Let's go play the hype trailer. Let me go ahead and mute alerts for now. Let's go check out the trailer. Here we go. Second Streamer Invitational trailer. Here are your players.
Match. I'll consume the living Panda.
Get fucked, kid.
Yeah.
Oh! Oh my god, chat.
Nice. Das war ganz gut.
Onward. Leading the way. Trust in my position. We are poised. Let them know. I am the Iron Hand.
Oh! That was insane.
TP, bro. You should TP. That's what I thought. Use it. Oh, yeah, the ult. Yes! Bam, bam, bam!
This is where Staff of Teleportation is very nice. Can I do a little bit of a poof? Oh, got him! Got him. Fucking got him, dude.
Alright, come on. Give it to me, Precious. Alright, can we get the Death Knight? Oh, Death Knight's trapped. He has no way out. We need to close the box. Oh! Oh, Chad Dreadlord. Happy better watch this replay, dude. Oh, Dreadlord too strong. Oh, that pity is just going deep on him right now. It's going deep, dude. Oh, the unholy aura pity. Dude, look at the forbidden tech. His whole army just got freaking cleaved by Pitimus Maximus.
Zeppelin! Buy it! Buy Zeppelin, bro! That was the craziest moment of my entire Warcraft career. What just fucking happened there? Unlimited power! Question mark, man, that's your whole life, man. Question mark. What should I do? You face these guns, boy!
Get out of the fucking boat, you bitch! Get out! And I also found that boats can block. Oh my goodness! For Cosmodon! Attack! Tataki, peasant! Let's go! Tataki!
Oh, chills. There you go. The participants of your invitational. And we're about to get this show on the road.
Yo.
Good morning.
Hey, hello.
Good morning. So early. Does anyone ever stream this early?
No, man,
Yeah.
gamers, only farmers stream this early.
I'm a farmer though. Yeah, every day.
Guys, welcome. Did you see the trailer?
I did. It was
Yeah.
cute. Liked it.
Very nice.
Nice.
Your editor shows a picture of me where I was drunk in the forest, man. Where the fuck did he find that?
I don't know. I don't know where he found it. Yo, welcome everyone. Let's talk about a couple of flow of show. You've all seen the schedule, I guess, on the one that I released on the Discord. There's also the Liquipedia schedule. We'll use a rolling schedule. That means whenever the previous series ends, we'd like to start the next one. You know the order most likely. We're going to be starting with Tasteless, RedPanda, then SingSing, TheViper.
Sounds good.
Cool.
All right.
Good to me.
Good. I think we're all ready.
Nice. Let's do it.
Let's go.
First series.
First series. So, Knopf, how much
Oh,
have you
yes.
been seeing from Tasteless and RedPanda?
Like a couple of hours from both. I think RedPanda is the one that I've seen least from. Tasteless, I have watched a bit more because he has been streaming in the mornings.
Yeah, that's true. And you are also a morning person, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Perfect. Put you over here. Nice. All right. Yes. Yeah. So I've been trying to, just like before, I've been trying to watch the players as much as possible. I'll do a little introduction for both players for people new to the tournament format, and kind of explain the idea for the tournament as well. This is a strategy-themed 8-player invitational. Players started with 0 or close to 0 or very limited experience in Warcraft 3, and all 8 of them accepted an invitation to practice and grind for 2.5 weeks to play in an 8-man tournament. There was no prize money revealed. All of them are in it for the honor. Eventually, I was able to get the support from Blizzard with $10,000 of prize money, $4,000 for first, and $6,000 for the other 5 players under first place. So it's a 10k tournament, but they all accepted that before they knew there was going to be any prize money whatsoever. For them, this is content, this is passion, this is grit, this is grind, this is learning one of the best games ever made of all time, and doing it for 2.5 weeks, stressing, frustrating, learning, and falling in love with the game. RedPanda is from Germany. He's from the streaming collective Banjua. He has experience in StarCraft 2 and Age of Empires 4, and he's bringing that experience forward into this event. He is one of the top 3 MMR participants in this tournament after his 2.5 weeks grueling practice. Tasteless is a legend from the StarCraft 1 and 2 scene, being part of the legendary casting duo of Tasteless and Artosis called Tastosis. They've been bringing StarCraft 1 awareness and entertainment and SE2 over the last 25, if not 30 years. And they have never really got into Warcraft 3 because Tasteless is a massive fan of StarCraft, and he's just been popularizing RTS around the world with that commentary. And now he has also accepted an invite to start practicing Warcraft 3. And he's currently living in South Korea after being from USA. All right, what's the opening builds, Knopf?
Yeah, we do have a Crypt Lord here from Tasteless, going aggressive on the map immediately, but the goal's coming now. And from Mr. RedPanda, we did have a fast tech actually, making barracks after tech, it looked like. So that's interesting.
I think it was. It's very interesting. He was playing this build. Oh my God, that was really close.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage to the Crypt Lord already though, but one ghoul is falling immediately here. Oh, a lot of stuff going on.
Nice attempt there on the Wolf Steal. He gets the double tap. Tasteless is running for his life with the Crypt Lord. Very afraid not to take too much damage. Wolf was stolen there. RedPanda has 32 experience. Crypt Lord already dropped pretty low. We do have Tasteless with the Ritual Dagger, which since the new patch was nerfed a bit. It looks like Tasteless is gonna tech to tier 2. I believe this was meant to be a fast expansion build, and he is currently adapting.
Yeah, a lot of pressure coming here from RedPanda, which is the right thing to do normally against Crypt Lord opening, right? But it's good that he's running on Blight, so he gets some extra regen here for the Crypt Lord. So he tried to keep in the base here.
Yeah, being on Blight gives an undead 2 health regen per second, which is 8 times as much as the other races get. Other races have quarter health regen per second. So it is worth a lot of health, but at the same time, he keeps getting hit. First kill here, going to Tasteless, where he gets one of the headhunters. He has a decent chunk of experience. trying to give the runaround. This is a blocked path, so he's going to get locked in by the wolves. He could actually almost die here, depending on how he does things, but he manages to unblock himself. Nearly Farseer going down as well at the same time. Looks like RedPanda was looking at those wolves a little bit too much.
Probably, yeah. Also, there's one acolyte chasing the wolf. Okay, he realized, so he's sending it back there. That was good. And you can see that RedPanda actually is at tier 2 already, adding a Tauren Chieftain and a second hero. So it will be interesting to see what buildings he will go for here.
A player's forces are
Both of the players have been receiving some excellent coaching. I only had one session with each of them. Most of their coaching has come from other players in the scene. Tasteless's backing is a very interesting, unexpected angle. There used to be a pro player. I'm not talking semi-pro. I'm talking about a legit, extremely good pro player from Europe, from Poland. His name is Go Terror. And he had been a big fan of... You remember him, right?
Yeah, Terror is a cool guy.
Yeah, cool guy. Very
He
skilled.
was very strong.
Strong player for sure. Big fan of using ghouls. And Terror actually came out of the woodworks. He has 2 children by now. And, you know, a career and a wife or girlfriend and everything. And he's not really playing anymore, but he saw that Tasteless was playing. Big fan of Tasteless's work, and he offered his coaching. And he's been coaching him for weeks now. Tasteless has really developed his skill of surrounds and has been receiving strategy builds from Terror, such as Cryptlord Fast Expand, and maybe Cryptlord All In, Death Knight, Gargs, Ghoul Gargoyle play. So a lot of different builds. At the end of the day, Tasteless has a little bit less games gotten in because he has a number of different engagements that he had in real life as well. So he hasn't quite put in the grind of like 50 games a day. But overall, he's been learning a lot. The game is hard and he's finding his footing in it. He's receiving heavy pressure right now from RedPanda, who is already going to tier 3, Knopf.
Yeah, very interesting. We can see a Beastier here as follow-up. So actually no totem, which is very normal against Cryptlord opening, but I think what I've seen from RedPanda, he likes to go this Raider into Kudu with tier 3 and Shadowhunter as third hero, right? So probably doing that here as well.
Okay. I'm not sure if he knows, like, when is... I mean, there's so much to learn. RedPanda,
Of course.
I think when he started, he was just winning a lot of games just with this headhunter pressure. And he's been forced to kind of diversify more and understand the game a little bit more on a deeper level. And adding like a third hero and making sure that he has a future in the game when the first rush doesn't win. Because as he hit the 1500 MMR mark, he's been noticing people able to hold the initial attack better, people able to transition, or maybe they distract him with a burrow attack. So he's definitely been struggling. I was watching his stream earlier today, and one of the big things he says is a weakness for him right now is that he often doesn't remember to use reinforced defenses, quoting that he had been playing 150 games so far and never needed it because he was always the attacker. And once they finally were able to start resisting, he hadn't built up the habit for reinforced defenses. So I was watching him earlier today against the Pala rifle. Guy shows up, kills 3 of his burrows.
That hurts. So a lot of creeping here from RedPanda. What I like here is he actually used his advantage by creeping very aggressive on the map. So you could see here that he actually crept the natural and now did a very good camp here, which is the mercenary camp. So he got the wand of wind, right? Not the best item, but still a lot of XP. And also, it's Pocket Expo. Wow, he's using his advantage.
Yep.
Very well here.
This is
I like this a lot.
This is a very, very clean build by RedPanda. Look at that. Full headhunters, got Berserker upgrade, 2 raiders, double hero, and then just rushes tier 3, and he gets a pre-9 minute Tiny Great Hole expansion. This is super clean. Luckily for Tasteless, he is scouting for it.
Yeah. Also TC, TC and Force level 3. Wow,
That's
he's
crazy.
ready. Yeah.
Let's see.
Just missing a heal scroll here, but this is gonna be rough.
He's going for the Shockwave skill level up. Currently, he has 1 unpicked skill ability on both the Farseer and the Tauren Chieftain. But Tasteless is gonna go in for the attack. He does have a town portal, so his goal here is to kill some peons Impale would have been great there to pin down the peons. This is a big army for Tasteless to go into. A tiny army for him to have here and do an attack.
Oh wow, so much damage from the headhunters here.
Yeah. The one fiend shows up as well. Tasteless is up to 600 gold at this point. RedPanda is going to try and get the kill on the Crypt Lords. He doesn't quite.
Oh, that was close. Okay, at least he's kind of close to tier 3, but yeah, he's dropping down to 30 supply right now, and the Expo is running for RedPanda, so he's in a really good spot. But I do notice he has some lumber problems actually, because I think he pulled like, did he pull 5 peons from his main?
Yeah.
And didn't remake any.
No, I think he remade 1 because he has 3 right now.
Okay.
But they're harvesting at really far spots, you know. Funny thing about RedPanda and TheViper, because they're both coming from Age of Empires 4, they had a habit where... I know you played some Age of Empires 2 as well, right?
Yeah, my first game. Like first RTS
It's really cool.
ever.
So in that
Yeah, I love
game, if you're starting to harvest the trees around your war mill, you actually build another war mill very, very close to it for efficiency. And both of them were doing that.
Correct. Yeah.
But they've since kicked the habit.
Yeah. Oh, he saved the raider there. It was very close. He actually lost like 2 units there, but he made up it very well.
You could still die. You could still die.
True, from the poison guy.
Yep. Not quite. He had too many other things to poison. Oh, wait. Oh, that was close. Only gets the shredder. That's great. That's going to solve all his lumber issues.
Players' forces are under attack.
Also, we could see he was adding a scroll and invipot from the shop. Against Crypt Lord, it's a really nice addition to have the healing scroll. And also because he doesn't have any Shadowhunter, Orc kind of lacks healing, right? So it's very important to get most value out of the healing scrolls.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Farseer TC, it's very strong, but the major thing that's difficult for newer players in Warcraft 3 is managing that healing, because all of it comes from Heal Scroll and Healing Solve without having, you know, Witch Doctor Heal Ward or a Shadowhunter with Healing Wave.
Okay, so we can see RedPanda is trying to search for Tasteless right now.
It's gonna walk in
And
around
he
the
actually
corner.
finds him. No TP for Tasteless. This could be dangerous.
Tasteless
Okay,
still has his
for the skull.
expansion starter kit right now on the Crypt Lord. It's got that sacrificial skull. A sign of hopes never realized, ambitions never come to fruition. He's gonna run away with that. Doesn't have the space to buy a TP. He's getting hounded mercilessly by RedPanda, who's looking to close the net. There's an ensnare. Is there gonna be a surround? An ensnare on the statue? Maybe he's gonna be able to get a guaranteed kill. I think Crypt Lord's gonna be a hard sell.
Yeah, so one statue is falling here. In this situation, I like to ensnare the statues too. They have so much value for undead, right? So I think it's probably the best target.
Yeah, for sure. For those new to Warcraft 3, Obsidian Statue is a healer of both health and mana, giving healing and mana pulses to 6 units around the statue. So it is a great sustain that allows you to fight later on. But anyway, the fight is breaking out here. Big Shockwave kills the statue in the back. RedPanda going straight for the backline, ignoring the heroes. And there's not a lot of units left for Tasteless. Lich drops low. Shockwave actually misses. He clicked on the slaughterhouse instead of on the Lich.
Huge fight going on here.
Farseer goes in deep with the Chain Lightning, gets good damage on the Lich, but by now it had been coiled. RedPanda's memory that the Lich was no longer true. The Ghoul attacking his own Black Citadel a little bit. A small little misclick with the attack move. Very common problem for newer players. Nice hold
A lot
for
of
now.
gold in the bank here for RedPanda. The expand has been paying off so well this game, like this early expo, and also with a shredder behind, so he has a really good and stable economy right now. So there's no stress for him to keep fighting. He's gonna go home, get more mana, healing up, not losing more units. I mean, the bomb is ticking for Tasteless here right now, so
Yeah, for
RedPanda
sure.
doing very well decision making right now.
Yeah, in in the coaching as you're teaching Warcraft 3 to people and kind of try to help people understand how you actually win games. I mean, at the base level, it's very simple. Simply destroy every single building an opponent has, and the game is over. You win. That's the actual win condition. But the route to that path, the route to that goal, actually is usually like 8 or 10 different identifiable win conditions. One of them is having very strong heroes. Another, having an expansion, more money. Another one could be having better units, or maybe having more units than the opponent, or having really good items, or really good upgrades. There's lots of different win conditions. The important thing when you're trying to carve out a victory for yourself is to pursue a win condition and make it work for you. And that's going to help you inform your decision making to kind of fit that. So RedPanda had a clear goal. He was going to expand by the 9-minute mark with a tiny Great Hall instant expansion from the tier 3 advantage. Tasteless's goal was to do a 3-minute expansion, but he didn't have the chops to actually get it. He had the beetles, he had the skeletons and the ghouls, and he nearly got that surround on Farseer. How different the game might have looked if he got the surround there. That would have given him a breathing room, loss of TP on the Farseer, and then he would actually be able to show his real plan. But now, he was unable to actually get there.
And I think also the biggest part is actually if you do a move like that. Imagine that Tasteless gets this surround off. I think it's more a mental thing than actually what happens in the game, because then you get a bit nervous, like, oh shit, what is he doing? Is he this good? And then you're kind of, you know, you start to get thoughts that you're not prepared for. So I think if that happened, it would have been looking very different for sure.
Yeah, I think you're so right. Knopf, you remember those ladder games, right? You're playing against someone you don't really know, and you go in, and he instantly lands the perfect surround.
Forces are under attack.
Like,
That's annoying.
okay, this guy means business. Like, this is not some screw.
Yeah, exactly. He's tryharding. Okay, big fight coming again here. 4 kudos. Wow.
That's a lot of Kodo beasts. Let's see if he's
Gonna eat this whole army.
John, that's one.
He eat the beetle, by the way.
You hate a beetle? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He's eating everything.
Wow.
Oh,
Great
God.
heal on Shadow. Oh,
Nice.
such a good performance here. 78 supply orc army coming to the underbase.
He's using items as well. He's using the Wand of Cyclone that he put on the Shadow Hunter.
Oh, wow.
It's very difficult for people in an 80 population army to remember what item every hero has, but RedPanda shows a really good level of mastery here. He's gonna go in for the Death Knight, he gets him!
What a performance in the first
GG.
game here. Wow.
Felt like it was over pretty early, still came to the 17-minute mark, which is already 1 point against the expectation of RedPanda's coach. RedPanda's coach was Francis, and he said it should be 2 quick 10-minute games, I heard in the pre-game preparation.
Really?
It should be 2 10-minute games, which not only shows
That's
that
very confident.
it is, but that's his coach. That's not RedPanda trash talking, by the way.
Yeah.
And-
No, I understood.
Also, it's 3 games, right? At minimum, because it's a best of 5. So we're at a 1-0 now. You know, some of these streamers, Knopf, they don't even study the format. Like SingSing, I heard him yesterday. He's like, "Is it best of 3? Oh, it's best of 5? Really?" It's like,
Oh, wow.
they don't even study the format.
That was funny because I was talking to TheViper like in the start of this week, and he also had no clue about what map were in the map pool. I was like, okay, well, let's screw that then. We focus on something else.
He didn't know the maps in the pool?
No.
Wow. So did you help him with vetoes, or is he just gonna run?
I'm not sure how much it will affect. Like, they have been playing all maps anyway. I'm not sure if did they actually veto maps when they have been laddering, or did they play every map? I haven't been watching that closely, so I don't know.
I recommend it to all the players, and I think many decided it by themselves as well, that they can look at the tournament map pool and then veto everything that's not in. But that leaves 8 maps in ladder, so every player had the 7 tournament maps and then one that they kind of didn't need. Sing was too busy studying, chat said. Sing said, just beat everyone, lol. True. Just beat everyone. Tasteless is on a quick call with Terror, his coach.
Oh, yeah. That's great. Do we know second map already?
So it's going to be loser's pick. There's
Yep.
4 maps remaining in the pool. So you have to eventually play them all if you're planning to go all 5 maps. But it's going to be loser's pick, so we'll wait for Tasteless. No doubt discussing with Terror right now.
So if you were in Tasteless position right now, what would you be doing like after a game like this?
I would, well, if I look at Tasteless, his current level, he's very good at surrounds. He is a little sloppy still with micro and macro and game plan. I would just say double in on that. Just go double crypt ghoul rush every game. But then I don't know. You know me. I can be a cheeser.
Wow. Well, actually, that could be pretty good if he goes for fast tech. That's not bad build, right?
I mean, it was like 16 mil, 17 racks, then tech. So it's like it's like a slower barracks. It's a 4 headhunter opening with the first HH being slower, as opposed to the fast HH opening where you have 6. So he's not completely without units, but instead of the headhunter starting when Farseer comes out, the headhunter starts maybe like 30 seconds after Farseer comes out. So yeah, if you go Crypt Lord double crypt, you sell altar and shop, you start ghoul rushing, you just find 2 sheeps on the map and you summon beetles and skeletons. I don't think one Farseer is gonna defend against that.
No, that's will be rough. Do you know about this player called Angry Acolyte?
Yep. 2200 MMR. Yeah, I played against him.
Yeah, he plays a lot of this kind of all-in, and he's doing it very well sometimes. Like, if you forget about it, you can be in a really big problem, actually, because he's scouting, like, if he sees that Orc goes for tech without racks, then he normally just go right over the base. He's ignoring the expo plan and just goes straight for Orc, and it's very hard to stop.
Yeah, it's strong. I played against Bizarre. And Bizarre. I scouted him with Acolyte. I saw he's going for Blade Master with Shop and nothing else. So I thought, okay, you're doing the Windwalk Wyvern build, Northern Isles.
Yeah.
So I figured, hey, I guess you have no scouts on the map because you're just gonna run over to where you think I am. I took my Crypt Lord with ghouls instead of expanding. I run to the red spot, the Magnetar. And I just find like sheep everywhere on the map, and I show up to his base with like 12 units. It's like 4 ghouls and 8 summons, and you just start surrounding burrows, and it's like instant game win. And the funny thing is, this is the meta opener
annoying.
for Orc. Like, and there's literally nothing they can do against it, even if you're Lin.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
By the way, RedPanda has been getting coaching from Francis. Do you know him?
Yeah, of course. Francis is he was playing a lot of 4-on-4 and recently got back into more 1-on-1. He's a very known player for his headhunter build, I would say.
Yeah.
Like he's super strong with headhunter.
Doesn't he do like Farseer, Naga, headhunter all in, that kind of thing?
Yeah. I played 2 games against him yesterday. And one of the games he was trying to tower rush me at tier 1 with Farseer, headhunters and towers. So
Such a cheeser.
yeah.
I watched one of his coaching with RedPanda like a week ago, and he said, there's many Farseer headhunter cheese I can teach you.
Yeah, I can imagine. He's the one with most of them, I think. But the great part about Francis is he's very... Like, it's hard to predict what he's playing. And I think that's a very good strength that... Like, I think if you compare him to me, I'm probably a bit more predictable about what I'm playing. Meanwhile, Francis have a lot of different builds. So it's really hard to kind of have an idea about what you're going to do or... Yeah, because you don't really know what build he's doing. So information is very important.
Yes. Yeah, you can't just sit back and assume you're both going to be playing the same thing, right? You need to know what it's going to be so you can fully prepare for it. Because an all-in needs to be prepared with all-in defenses as well.
For sure. Game 2.
Is Francis actually from Poland? I thought he's German. Oh, he's Austrian.
Oh, yeah, but he's living in Germany, right?
I don't know about that. He's from Austria. I see. Yeah. It's cool. Banjoa and RedPanda, they're actually part of a really big streaming team, but because they stream in German, a lot of the viewers of this event aren't gonna have seen the players. Like, they're not gonna have seen RedPanda as much.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Okay, making a small note to my support team, VV. Can do a little webcam switch. All right, what opening do we have here for RedPanda, Knofferson?
Looks like similar. Or?
Yeah, I think so.
No Wormel yet.
Yeah, so it's going to be probably 16, 17. Cool thing about RedPanda is I saw him have this really sophisticated build a few days into his practice. And I said, I didn't coach him yet. And as far as I know, he didn't receive any coaching yet. And I said, where did you find this build? Did you watch a VOD, stream, or replay? And he said, none of them. He just opened the game and let the game's logic unfold itself for him. So he just started trying things and seeing how it makes sense over and over and over against AI by himself.
Wow, that's very impressive. Like exploring his own way.
Yeah. Like he understands like, okay, altar should be first because it gives you a hero. Then how does the money flow for it to make sense for me to make a war mill and a barracks and a burrow? And, you know, how does it make sense? And he just tinkered with that and he found it a lot of fun. And then it got very close to top meta.
Yeah, apparently it's very similar.
Yeah. I mean, by now, maybe he has sharpened things up, you know? But even then, it was looking really clean already. And that's like on one of his first days. So that's the kind of guy he is. Really cool to see.
Very impressive. Looks like very similar opening here from the first game. 4 tier into Headhunters. And we do have Crypt Lord from Tasteless again. So let's see what his plan will be the first minutes here.
Yeah, so the build that Tasteless has learned is very effective at his MMR because the amount of hero harass is going to be relatively limited, especially if you're playing against like a human player. As far as I know, Tasteless's win rate is by far the highest against human. I think last time I checked, he had 82% win rate against human because humans never do level 1 hero aggression. So his early game doesn't get punished. His second best matchup is Orc with about 60+%. But unfortunately for him, RedPanda is a very heavy aggressor, and one ghoul has gone down already, to the creeps albeit. Oh, close!
Oh, very close last hitter, but not making it.
Does he dare to take it? No, he doesn't, because of the near surround in game 1. He doesn't dare to take the item.
Oh, almost a surround on the wolf as well. But that's a good item for a Crypt Lord.
Yep.
Gauntlet of Strength, some extra HP and also adding free damage.
Yeah, and strength gives a bit of health regen as well. It doesn't say how much. It's probably something like 0.1, 0.2.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
A lot of the tournament invitational participants find Farseer harass irritating to play against because it is such enduring harass. It's it's so stressful.
It never stops. Oh, okay. So it's actually 2 ghouls falling here, and yeah, it looks like Tasteless. He's still on tier 1, and he has 1 extra acolyte, so probably he wants to try to expo, but it looks very difficult.
The way you want to handle
these
situations as Undead is generally you put all your units on Headhunters spread around. You got to bring in new ghoul and reinforcements from home as well. Got to keep making ghouls so that you keep up the arms race of production. And Tasteless once again changes his mind, goes for attack. I mean, at this point, surely he goes back into the coaching corner with Terror next game. They can just assume it's going to happen, that he's not going to be able to expand under such heavy duress as what Terror is propagating against him. Just don't try to expand anymore if that's not going to work, because RedPanda's micro is too good. He looks scarily clean with his micro early game.
Yeah. The follow-up looks the same from RedPanda. Panda, we do see Tower Chieftain, and actually not straight to tier 3 this time. It's making even more Headhunters.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because if he cancels that Headhunter, he could go already. Maybe there's like an ideal Headhunter count that he gravitates towards. He currently has 5. He's going to a 6th. The ghoul actually... Oh my god, this is a really big creep camp for Tasteless to be doing.
This is very... Yeah, it's difficult.
It's gonna be fine so long as the ghoul doesn't show where he is. Maybe he's smart enough to keep that ghoul moving to let RedPanda believe he's actually in the top right. Is this a misclick or a 5-head? I don't know, actually. No, he's showing where he was. Oh, he realizes he doesn't want to reveal where he is.
Yeah, nicely done. What item do we have here? I can't see it.
Greater mana pot.
Oh, wow. That's great. Probably one of the best for Criplord, right?
Yeah. I mean, what else would you want? You could maybe argue Scroll of the Beast tier 2 timing attack against Burrows could be real nice, but this has to be the best.
It's one of mana stealing too. Pretty good, but yeah, not compared to big mana for sure.
Especially the ease of use, right? A lot of new players, even us pros back in the day, we had kind of a bias towards Wand of Mana Steal as an item you sell, which is really freaking stupid, by the way. Because we all know how good Siphon and Mana Burn is. And Wand of Mana Steal is literally 2 mana burns. And steals. Yeah. So why wouldn't it be good? But I've seen people in the pro days, there were pros, they would sell Wand of Mana Steal and then buy a mana pot, which is just stupid.
Wow. I think I remember that.
Yeah. Do you remember other items we used to sell, like Ring of Regeneration? For some reason, people would sell it. Very up to Fatality.
Oh. This is very dangerous creeping here from Tasteless.
Oh!
No, go back. Okay.
You
DK is on the way, though.
You can't.
But this is very dangerous. No.
Run!
Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, he backs off now.
Oh, there's Chain Lightning!
There's a Chain Lightning!
One auto, chain, auto. He's dead.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh!
Chain, he's dead!
Damn it.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
yeah, this is rough. Yeah, so it's the same thing, Beastery and almost tier 3, like 60% done. And now he's stealing good creeps here as well from Tasteless.
Yeah, exactly. If you are ahead, you want to make the enemy side of the map depleted of resources. And creeps are big resources. He's gonna actually finish easily the Taskmaster that should have gone to the Criplord had he just brought some ghouls. It drops a replenishment potion that would have been very useful for the... Wait, did it drop a replenishment? No, it was Claws +5, I think it dropped.
Yeah. Scroll of the Beast was found earlier as well. Can be a really nice addition if Undead doesn't have any Dispel rights.
Yes.
The extra 25% bonus damage. Such a big deal for Headhunters.
Yeah, exactly. It's like 2 attack upgrades. It's better than 2 attack upgrades.
It's actually... It is, that's true. I didn't think about it in that way.
Yeah,
that
me
makes
too.
sense.
I never thought about it when I was proing, because I guess I just played a lot by intuition as well. We all did. But recently, with like Twitch and YouTube being part of the scene, which pretty much blew up after Warcraft 3 had its heyday until 2010, came together with StarCraft 2 in 2011. As you start to teach the game and you study the numbers, you realize, oh my god, we knew Scroll of the Beast is good. Of course, we knew. But it's better than 2 attack upgrades. And it applies to Kodo and heroes and summons. So
that's true.
It's so insane.
Yeah. Oh, it actually has 2 claws on the Forcer there. A lot of extra bonus damage on the right click for him. That's pretty nice.
Criplord takes 66 seconds to revive, so I'm pretty sure Tasteless forgot to remake his hero for some time, because it should have been out already.
He's just gonna get it out in time, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's close.
Wow.
Is there gonna be Scroll the Beast?
Probably, yeah. Perfect time to use it.
He's not thinking about it right now. He's only got eyes for that Death Knight. Tasteless is trying to run away with the Death Knight, remaking the altar because he knows he needs the Lich.
Oh,
There's
there we
the
go.
Scroll the Beast.
Missed the Forcer, though.
Coil on the skeleton. We see some coil misclicks sometimes from Tasteless in his practice. He goes back in with the Death Knight. He's getting targeted by that huge Farseer. Shockwave and auto attack. He goes down. RedPanda still has invulnerability on his Tauren Chieftain. He's going to be able to use it. This
so
time,
much damage.
looks like it's going to be very close to that 10-minute mark. GG, Tasteless down 0-2. Red Panda takes the 2-0
GG.
lead. Nice job. Yep, I think we go to the cheese territory, Knopf.
Probably, yeah. Terror got a really difficult task right now. What should he coach Tasteless in this position? The expo didn't work.
Two choices. They can go to his anti-Night Elf build with Death Knight and Ghouls, which he barely practiced against Orc. Or they can say, you do this cheese all in.
Yeah.
Great question from chat, from Kif. Why don't they add, like, the Naga race and etc.? I agree. Let's add Naga and Goblins and Demons.
Wow.
It would be quite cool.
Yeah, that's a lot of work to make it balanced.
That's true. But, you know,
Like, imagine one race being added, how much you have to change. Well, I'm not sure. I don't know. But that's my first thought.
just do it well. You know, Age of Empires 2 is adding heroes soon. Did you know?
That's true. And that's actually a perfect example. How many different civilizations do you have in Age of Empires? And the game is super balanced. Anyway, I guess.
Of course.
I'm not a pro, but...
In there, you are like, by design, by tournament design, you're playing many different civs, and all the civs differ much less from one another than in Warcraft 3.
That's true. Yeah, it's a big difference there, but some bigger changes
Imagine if
made.
Blizzard actually drops like an announcement that they're adding another race. It would be so sick.
Everyone would switch to that race.
Yeah. Like the Naga with the flying Quattles and the Royal Guards and the Myrmidons. People would go crazy.
Sure.
I'm sure nobody would complain about balance either.
That's true. Okay, so Force here looks very similar here from RedPanda, but I mean, it makes sense. He has been playing 2 very good games so far with his strategy. Also seemed to be working very well. So I guess it's, I mean, not too many different changes in his build there. And Cryptlord again from Tasteless.
Yep.
What do you think he will follow up with here? Is he gonna expand again, or will he do something different?
I don't know what Terror has whispered to him, but here's what I would whisper to him. I would say, take your Cryptlord and your ghouls and immediately leave your base. You have Nerubian. You're fine. Go to the corner of the map, summon a bunch of things, and go to his base and start killing burrows. That's what I would teach him. But everyone has a different idea about how the game can be played. I believe if his Cryptlord is here, roughly here, tries to creep and Farseer shows up, he's just going to get out microed. So that's what I would teach him.
Yeah.
It'd be fun actually to do one of these events as a bespoke coach and be like, you know, what you have been for Tyler before and for Viper, Terror for Tasteless, and then like coach them.
Okay, we do have some creeping here. So looks like no expo attempt so far, because no extra acolyte has been made.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But he's lacking lumber though. Maybe he miscalculated that, because he can't go up to tier 2, right?
He drops so low on his Cryptlord so early again. He also has full mana, by the way, which means he could have just started with Impale. That's another nice way to punish a Farseer, and it's actually something Orc is supposed to look out for. You come in with Farseer, and you see a Cryptlord with full mana and 0 Beetles. That means he hasn't picked ability or has Impale. Now you see Beetles, you're like, okay, cool, I'm fine. But Impale surrounds Surprise can be a great way to punish this kind of predictable harass.
That's a good point.
And I know Tasteless could land that surround with that stun, which is it's a shame they're not leaning into that, because I don't think this is gonna work. His Cryptlord is already too low. He's not using the dagger. He could just use dagger on skeleton and then shadow melt, and then send his ghouls away for a bit, leave the Cryptlord standing there, wait till he has half life again. Oh, he tried to make a ziggurat while the creeps are still there, and he lost it instantly. And his acolyte.
No. Probably the worst start in the series for Tasteless.
Yeah, true.
But this Farseer is dropping low too. He has a ghoul there attacking.
But he often pulls back his ghouls while they're chasing for a bit, instead of letting them keep going.
Forces are under attack.
Is he gonna just tech again? He's got the money for it. He's not making ghouls right now. He's gonna pull back. Yeah, the problem is this isn't leading anywhere. Remember those win conditions chat told you about? You either tech or you expand or you get good hero levels or good creeping, and Tasteless is getting none of it. Whereas RedPanda is already at tier 2 with hero coming out. We've got Tasteless at tier 1. He does have a new acolyte once again. He's targeting the wrong creep first. You're supposed to take healer, then DPS, then tank. He's going straight for the tank.
No, he's
dying.
attacking his own.
Oh, you killed his own Crypt Lord with his ghouls.
Oh, big misclick. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Yeah.
A player's force.
That feels bad. Like, I know he can so much better than this, so that was just unlucky, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Mental pressure.
Yeah.
I heard him say before this match about an hour ago, he doesn't mind if he wins or loses. He knows it's going to be tough. He just hopes that he can play well and not choke or anything. He said it's not his first rodeo, but I feel like it still got to him. Not just that, but it's RedPanda's pressure that was built up over the last few games as well.
Of course. We do have some pressure at the expo here. Level up from Forcer. So what will his plan be? I think he's probably gonna continue to pressure here. TC addition with Aura
RedPanda
first.
is also attacking his own units. TC got a good couple of swings on the RedPanda's. I mean, RedPanda got a good couple of swings on his own headhunter there.
Yeah.
The Ruby and
A
Tower
lot of damage coming here.
is finished now. It's gonna help a lot. You get
That's
tagged
good.
by that, and can't really push into that too happily.
Oh, this is good. Now he gets level up here. Sadly, has no mana for Impale though, and 2 little units to follow up. Like, the expo is actually coming up. If we just had a little bit more supply for Tasteless, this wouldn't be that bad, I think.
Yep, a couple of small improvements would have helped if he didn't kill his own Crypt Lord,
Forces are under attack.
and if he healed and then shadow melded for a bit, and then the Ziggurat production while the camp was still alive, while he was chasing. A couple of small changes, and then you can get the graveyard, you can get the Spirit Tower, and suddenly it's a game that will pull out. Still, props to Tasteless for sticking to it and getting his first expansion of the series out.
Yeah, that's great. That's the main thing about it.
You know, this is a kick-ass camp. If any of the creeps were 1 level higher, it would actually be codified as red.
Oh, really?
And that's why this camp feels so strong as an orange. It's
Yeah. I had real difficult time creeping this one.
Yeah.
So much inner fire.
Yeah, exactly. And new players get very confused. You realize this when you see the game that we know and love and have been playing for decades. Aware. You see that when a new player plays, they don't understand why one orange camp is almost like green and another orange camp is like red. Uh-oh.
Okay, again, very risky creeping here, but... Okay, Potion Invulnerability is on the floor. On the ground.
It's gonna have to come back in a bit. Tasteless brings more ghouls, so definitely you want to add 2 extra crypts here, you want to add a graveyard, you want to start mass producing ghouls. It's all you can make, and then if you had been making more, then you'll be able to take that camp more easily. And you know, get the heal scroll and maybe buy a TP, maybe do like a counter attack, something. But at this rate, he's slowed down a lot. He's starting
you can see again,
yeah.
The creeping speed for RedPanda here. He's using the Farseer level 3 and all his headhunters in a very effective way. He's almost level 3 on the Tyrant Chieftain. We do have an Invipot and Healing Scroll both from the shop as well. I really like that he's doing this all of the games.
Yeah.
Because Healing Scroll is so important. Again, especially against Crypt Lord. I think it makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, he built up that habit really well. You know, when people are completely new to Warcraft 3, first they try to learn a build order. Then they have to learn slowly about microing and strategies. And then usually on like day 7 or 8 or 9, they start learning about items. It takes a while.
Yeah.
And then they look at the shop and they feel overwhelmed. There's so many items. What do you get? Oh, Shockwave misses, but Cryptarch is targeted down by the Headhunters.
Yeah, looks like this is very rough. Strong push.
In the end, Francis was right. 2 10-minute games. And we had a 17-minute game. GG, RedPanda looking dominant. He's warming up into this tournament with a 3-0 over Tasteless.
GG.
GG.
Cool games anyway.
Yeah, good games. Good showcase by RedPanda. It's Tasteless opening series. He's going to have some time to recover before having his lower bracket match, which will be tomorrow against the loser of our next series, which is actually SingSing versus TheViper. So if SingSing wins, he will face another Orc. If TheViper wins, then Tasteless will go up against the #1 MMR participant of the event.
So we got a really big match as well coming now. SingSing against TheViper.
Yep, I'm going to be
This one
actually
is-
co-casting that one together with Tasteless. Which should be cool.
And I'm gonna have a chat with TheViper. He was asking me to do some coaching in between games. So
Nice.
I guess I should be talking to TheViper right now. So
Sure.
we can prepare a little bit.
You want to hang around for 1 sec as I bring the
of
players
course,
in
of course.
for a little post-game interview? Let's get Banjoa first. I'll bring him over to this place. Because it looks like Tasteless is probably on voice talking to Terror, I imagine. I don't see him in the channels anymore. Let's bring Banjoa on.
Yep.
Hey, Leon.
Hello, hello.
Yo, GG. Well played.
Thank
Gee.
you, thank you.
Congratulations.
GG,
Thanks a
good
lot.
job. Oh my
Hey,
god, I
GG,
hate that
Tasteless.
Farseer so much.
I can
so
imagine.
hard, man.
I wouldn't be in your shoes.
It's so hard. I'm trying so badly to just expand. I just can't get it up.
Yeah, but that's basically my whole point in trying to throw you off guard, harass, make you bad at macroing and so on. So it worked quite well, but I think if you get an opponent that doesn't harass you all the time and throws you off your main game, I think you have a really good shot. Because you're
Yeah, I
very
feel
cleanly-
like I'm okay if I get my base up, but what
Yeah,
happens
yeah.
is the Farseer and the Wolves do so much damage, and then when it's finally time for me to get to the creeps of the expansion, because your harass was so good, I get there and I'm like, oh, I don't have enough HP to get the Expo up, or like my Crypt Lord like tanks so much damage that I'm basically like running around the map with this 5 HP Crypt Lord, hoping you don't see me. But yeah, good game, man. You played really well.
Thank you, man.
Yo, Tasteless, you're completely new to Warcraft 3 as well. What would you say so far have been like some of the biggest differences in mindset shift coming from StarCraft 1 Brood War to Warcraft 3?
Yeah, so I don't have any like real competitive background. I mean, I played the game when it came out as a kid, right? But I went back to Brood War, and then I played the campaign like maybe last year we went through it. I think the biggest difference is like in my process of learning was like a lot of times in Warcraft 3 I would have one fight and it wouldn't go well and I would just leave the game because I thought I had lost. I didn't appreciate like how how the game operates. I feel like Warcraft 3 is a really fun game. I've been like totally addicted learning it. It's been a really incredible journey, but I do feel like you have to develop like a sense of the game and kind of an eye for the fights, at least from a StarCraft perspective, because StarCraft fights are kind of short and straightforward and one side wins or loses, but Warcraft 3 the fights can kind of go on throughout the game. Yeah
No, I definitely recognize that. Do you also find that when you look at people playing the game, it feels very different than when you're actually playing it? Because just like SE1, units can be a little clunky sometimes to listen.
Yeah, like so when I would watch Warcraft 3 before I started practicing this, I'll be honest with you, I didn't see anywhere near as much stuff as I see now. Like I basically, before I go to bed every night, I'm watching a Happy stream And if I win this tournament, I promise to use the prize money to buy him a microphone and a camera for his stream. But I'm watching him play, and I'm like, man, I see what he's doing now, and it's so impressive. But before, I think because of the pacing of the fights, it just, I don't know, it wasn't obvious to me. But it's a great game. I'm loving it.
RedPanda, how have you been enjoying your first steps in Warcraft 3?
It was a roller coaster, I would say. It started with me hating it and almost wanting to quit
Really?
mentally. I would never quit the competition, but I was really, really frustrated. The first day I started playing, I spammed Blade Master every game. I think I still have 100% loss rate on Blade Master.
Oh.
Switched to Farseer and never ever built Blade Master again in my life. And it has been the best days of my life. No, but it was a blast, and I also started to see why so many people enjoy Warcraft 3, why so many great games came from Warcraft 3, and the whole fantasy and everything that's beautiful about this game. I really enjoyed. I basically watched your stream every day to sleep, to go to sleep to, and also been checking out the other guys in the competition. It was like everyone had a goal to play. You had to reach, and that was really, really enjoyable.
What has been
Really cool.
What has been your biggest surprise about Warcraft 3 that you didn't know before you were playing it?
Damn, human is OP. And other than that, I don't think I was really surprised by anything. I played Warcraft 3 a little bit a couple years ago on LANs and so on, but only some FFAs and custom games. But other than that, I was really surprised because I knew what I was getting myself into. The only thing is, like you said, compared to Age of Empires 2 or StarCraft 1, everything is very clunky. So you have to diligently micro every unit, and everything blocks itself. Has the stupidest AI I've ever seen. But
Hey.
that's part of the fun, I guess.
You never tried SE1.
I did, and it was awful.
Who are stupider, Dragoons or Kodo Beasts?
What?
Dragoons.
Kodos are really stupid.
They are hard to manage.
Yeah.
It's finally time for me to do something I'm actually good at, talking about games.
Dude. Oh man, I'm so sorry for you that you were against RedPanda. He's such a monster.
It's so hard. That was rough, man. I feel like the next thing I should do is go into an ice skating competition. I don't know how to ice skate either. People would be like, I thought Broodor would have helped you with ice skating, Tasteless. No, it doesn't. But this match that we're going to do, I'm excited for this one. I don't know what your thoughts are on each of the players in the tournament, but I was kind of spying on everybody else's stream, and I felt like SingSing and TheViper were probably two of the best players. And I think TheViper in general is maybe the best player in the tournament.
Yeah, Viper, I mean, he has the most decorated career in RTS, no?
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah, when I was looking at I mean, obviously I think everybody who knows anything about Age of Empires knows TheViper, but you know, a lot of the other people you invited, it's like some are big streamers or it's like a caster like me, but I'm curious how he's going to perform here because I feel like, and again, I don't know that much about Age of Empires. It looks like a great game, and it's something I've kind of wanted to pick up for a long time. But I'm curious how that skill translates, or if that does translate into Warcraft 3.
Yeah, the funny thing with TheViper is like his unit control is extremely good in the early game. You like his Farseer Headhunter micro and so on. Then as it gets to the mid to late game, when it gets really messy and you suddenly start having heroes, which Age of Empires 2 doesn't have, or at least doesn't have yet, because there might be a patch coming with heroes in the future, I've heard. Which is wild and weird, right?
Yeah.
But pretty interesting. I think Age of Empires 4 has heroes. His hero control sometimes in the big fights can leave a little to be desired, but definitely has insane potential. The question is if 2 weeks has been enough to realize that. And then we've got SingSing on the other side. What do you know about him?
I actually started watching his stream during the release of Deadlock. I was curious about that game, and he was one of the big streamers. But I'm not that familiar with SingSing's background. He's from Dota, right?
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't that familiar with him too, but I heard he had interest after he saw the first Invitational, and then he didn't make it to my list because I wasn't that familiar with his, let's say, like his background and level. I knew he was a Dota 2 player. We did a thing once, but yeah, he was interested, and we needed a replacement for T90, and then he joins in about 8 days late. And he just looked so good immediately, which was scary. And as it turns out, and I think that's something I'm learning as well, having a Dota 2 background actually helps a lot with understanding the mechanics of Warcraft 3, since they're kind of like brother-sister games. Or father-daughter, or whatever, father-son, you know.
Father and redheaded stepchild, you know. No, I mean, it's... I think, yeah, you're right. The way that the characters move in Dota... I mean, just for me in Warcraft 3, it felt very unnatural coming to Brood War. You know, things don't turn in Brood War.
Wait, what do you mean?
The way that they... there's like, you know, when you like right-click a hero to turn around, it literally has to like turn around. Like if I have my Crypt Lord not pointed at a dead body and I make beetles, it has to kind of rotate and face it and then cast a spell.
Yes.
Yeah, so
it feels weird.
I think for me, it's weird. For me, it's insane. It feels like I'm playing an RTS game underwater or something like that. It feels totally different.
I mean, I guess vultures in StarCraft 1, they can kind of poop out mines in any direction, right? They just kind of skate past and then they poop out a mine. They don't have to turn and face it.
Well, vultures too. You can like have a vulture go in one direction and then click the other way and it completely turns. Like it goes immediately in that direction. It defies physics, right?
Yes.
But you know, with SingSing having a background in Dota 2, I feel like he's kind of it's like a glove that fits, right? The way that he has to control stuff. It's stuff he's kind of already manipulated and used before. And a lot of RTS games, I mean, people talk about strategy, but some of it's just kind of manipulating the units and the environment and making them do what you want to do. All right, guys, we're going into game 1 on Hammerfall. And we've got...
Yep, he's ready.
This is TheViper up here in the top left, and we've got SingSing in the bottom right.
Okay, gonna swap their position on the overlay. Well, confirmed he's not AFK. He was ready. You know, I bring a lot of pro player history and memory into this, Tasteless. I hated it when tournament orgs started the game before my explicit and recent ready. Like sometimes they're like ready, I say ready. Then they wait another 5 minutes as they yap or organize something. And I'm not ready anymore because I'm in like a heightened state of anxiety. Like it could start anytime. Yeah. It's like standing in the middle of the road with your eyes closed, not sure if something is coming. And so I always wanted like a recency ready. I'm trying to accord that level of respect to SingSing, but he's just there, always ready. Okay.
Well, I want to see if SingSing's going to try to fast expand. From what I understand, from talking to people and just also spying on the Viper's stream, he seems to be more of a Blade Master guy. Is that correct?
Viper actually does both. So he does Blade Master or Farseer openings, kind of depending on the matchup, and he mostly likes to get aggressive early. So I think we can expect that. As for SingSing, he practiced 2 days of Paladin Rifle, and then he practiced every other day with Archmage. Initially, he said he's going to do 2 days each, even Mountain King opening. But he decided to remove that so that he could focus and really, you know, channel his practice into the Archmage. And that's what we're expecting mostly here. But whether it's going to be 1 base or 2 base, only SingSing knows.
Okay, well, SingSing's going for the Archmage this time around. You're going to have to correct me. Like, I actually don't know what I'm talking about. But if you're going to go Archmage, you kind of have to expand. Is that correct? Or is it really optional?
Not necessarily. Just like the Crypt Lord, Archmage being a summoner hero that can help expedite an early expansion. But Archmage also brings the Brilliance aura, which supercharges hero mana replenishment, as well as unlocking the unit tech at tier 2 of Arcane Sanctums, which brings sorceresses and priests. Without Archmage, they generally don't have enough mana to be as effective. So you can either fast expand, or you can play for a quick Arcane Sanctum rush. Looks like Tasteless SingSing will be creeping the Expo, which doesn't necessarily mean he'll be taking it.
Okay, so he's going to creep this now. Now, I want to tell you that if this Farseer comes and harasses him, I want SingSing to lose the game, because I feel like then I don't look as bad for my loss. I'm like, see, no one can stop this.
It makes sense.
But the the Spear Wolf's gonna come down here, and it looks like it's a scout, and I wasn't sure. Is the Viper gonna try to go inside the main base? It looks like he is. So he's gonna come in here and try to hit workers. I would imagine this could prompt the peasants to go into militia, and then he might try to run away again.
Yeah, once they turn into militia, they're not as vulnerable. They'll fight back. They can get experience from killing those wolves. Viper actually resummoning wolves, trying to go in on militia. Not really a very good play usually, because militia have 3 armor and a better armor type. Don't take bonus damage from wolves. That's plus 20 experience for SingSing, killing one of those wolves, and the second wolf falling rapidly as well. And look what SingSing did. He's basically doing the equivalent of your build. Instead of Nerubian, it's an Arcane Tower, which is going to be able to burn mana on the hero as well as remove health on summons. So SingSing does a safe version of expansion with a tower early and then waiting until he has enough money for a town hall, while using his footment pressure to drive Viper all the way back to his base. So very similar game flow to your Orc Undead matchup.
Yeah, and I think in this game, SingSing's pretty effectively driven the Viper away. It looks like he's probably going to pick off this footman here.
Ooh.
Nice blocking. That was sick. Getting that Spirit Wolf in front of him so that the unit can't kind of glide past.
Yeah, using that body block mechanic. So Viper shows up now at the expansion. The tower is done, but if Viper knows that you can just click down the town hall, this is an opportunity. In my opinion, he could click down the town hall. Headhunters do quadruple damage on unfinished buildings compared to finished buildings.
Seems like he's not aware of that, but you are right. Like, buildings that are making are so much weaker than finished structures. Where it feels like you almost can't kill a finished structure, especially if there's any peasants there to repair it. But he's going to stay out of range here. So this Arcane Tower, it can't really be utilized. Everything that the Viper's fighting with right now is ranged. So he can generate a lot of threats here. No one's going to be able to basically creep or level up unless they're picking off an enemy unit. Like maybe this footman over here on the side.
Needs one more hit on that or summon wolves in. SingSing does have his expansion finished. Kudos to him. That was under heavy pressure and he managed to get it done, but he's very low in the lumber economy. He only has 3 peasants on lumber and all of them have been turned into militia to help defend. That means that his tech is going to be extremely slow. This is something Viper is achieving.
Yeah, looks like... Oh,
do you see this? This is the Fire Lord. Have you faced the Fire Lord?
Yeah. Only once or twice, so tell me about this unit.
Yeah, the Fire Lord is a pickup from the neutral tavern. It's an instant hire instead of a 55-second training time from the altar. He is the best rushing hero in the game. You use him when you want to punish someone, taking an early greedy risk like an expansion. The Lava Spawn is an extra summon, an extra bonus army, and he's just slaughtering SingSing's army right here. He's trying to run away with his headhunters. Really nice splitting by SingSing. Kills one of the headhunters with one footman. Militia chasing another headhunter, but will be turning around. SingSing is losing a lot. He's down to maybe, what, 1 or 2 footmen, Tasteless?
Yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty bad right now. Everything's very low HP. The militia have kind of been baited out. It looks like they're going to be falling. There are more headhunters. Sorry, 1 more in the mail right now, headed southbound. This is looking really bad for SingSing. Like the Viper, if he can do just a little bit more damage and then figure out which of the 3 archmages is actually the real one. I don't know if he was watching earlier. It seems like he's going to ignore that for the time being. But yeah, this is really bad. A lot of damage happening here. No peasants in the main mining wood. A couple mining wood over at the expansion. But, you know, if the main falls here, all the infrastructure for humans is going to be gone.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a mercenary camp to get bonus units. There are 2 lava spawns right here. The way that these lava spawns work, it's a very interesting mechanic. They need to hit 14 times. Once they do, they split like a hydra growing another head. And they will split and they will regain life, they will regain time. So this can really get out of hand. Look, they're splitting like gremlins fed after midnight.
The peasants are getting lower and lower here. A couple of militia are going to come here and try to get this lava spawn. A big level up right now. It's level 2 and level 3 here against 1 level 2 archmage that's kind of entombed in the base. There's not really anywhere to go.
There's nothing left.
Yeah, there's nothing left. It's going to be an execution here by the trees in the corner. I think the Viper has snowballed this rush into maybe not a win for this game just yet, but at least the destruction here of the main base.
Yeah, this is crazy. You know, during one of the coaching sessions with SingSing, SingSing was getting rushed by an orc like this, albeit with a Pandaren Brewmaster second instead of Firelord, and he was losing. And I was thinking, why is he wasting our coaching time staying in the game? Queue another 20 minutes, and he actually ended up making a comeback. This guy is insanely scrappy. He does not leave games easily, and he's won some impossible-looking games. Very impressive. The guy has grit, but an insurmountable advantage like this from the Viper is this still possible for him, Tasteless?
I think this is probably a situation he can't recover from. You're right. I mean, he's pretty scrappy. He's going to try to bounce back. He's going to lose all his farms. So there's 2 farms in the game right now. There's going to be 0 farms in a second.
Yeah.
He does have a decent number of peasants here. It looks like there's actually a Tome of Strength behind the gold mine that was never grabbed. I'm sure he'll be able to get that once he actually has, or if he actually notices it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, this is rough, but it's not a kill yet. He's going to try to fight through this. I guess, you know, like on a pro gamer level, you would say like, well, this game's won, right? Because the damage has been done, but we don't know. We don't know. I mean, everybody's still so new at this game. There could be some kind of way, some kind of solution here.
Very interesting split off by the Viper. Just sending his Farseer, feeling a lack of threat of doing this. There's no Mountain King Stormbolts around yet. He's just like, what are you up to? Meanwhile, he's killing Barracks and Town Hall with his Firelord and Headhunters. What's coming up behind this? We've got Raiders coming, tier 3, a Torrent Totem. So Viper is still going to the Space Age, and he's fighting SingSing, who's still in the Stone Age, coming at him with cudgels and stones. And he's going to invent rockets. That's kind of the state of things right now for the Viper.
So it's like a level 3 Archmage. I mean, do you stay on one hero for a while, or are you going to try to... Because from my perspective as a very, very bad undead player, I'm always trying to get 3 heroes. Is there a perfect recipe for what you want to try to tech into here?
Well, Tasteless, you picked one of the hardest races, if not the hardest race. Did you know that when you picked Undead?
No, because here's what happened to me is I was asking around. I said, okay, so who's the best Warcraft player? And everybody said Happy.
No!
And I remember, I remember back in the day, everybody said Undead was hard, but I heard they were patching the game. So in my head, I thought, oh, okay, I guess they fixed it, and maybe it was like an overcorrection. And so I kind of thought, oh, this will be a good way to approach it. And so, no, I mean, I'm very unhappy with my choice. Although I'll tell you what, I do like Undead. Like, I've enjoyed playing it. Like, I could stick with it, but I think it was probably a bad call for me. I probably should have picked something. I probably should have picked Orc and gone Farseer every game.
Yeah, Orc Farseer, or like Human with Archmage and, you know, Summoner Hero or something, Rifles, Paladin Rifle or something, would maybe be the strategical choices. But you know what? It's more important that you're passionate about what you're doing. So you like Undead, that's good. But to answer your question, Undead typically kind of has to play triple hero, whereas most other races are more likely to play 2. And to kind of compare where you're at, Tasteless, you're 2 weeks into your practice. When I was 6 months into my Warcraft 3 practice, before time immemorial, like, you know, 5,500 years ago, I was 6 months into my practice. I felt 3 heroes is too much to control. You're 2 weeks in.
Oh, yeah, it's... Well, also, sometimes I just, like, lose track of one of the heroes. I'm like, where's my Lich? You know? But I mean, here we've got, in this game, it's kind of a similar situation to what was happening with the fight earlier. We have like a turtled up SingSing who's kind of staying in the back. The footmen are melee. I assume he probably got that. What is that upgrade where they hold the shield up?
A defense upgrade, yeah. Oh, he has it.
Yeah, so he's got it, but then you can just kite this, right?
Yeah.
So I think this could be the beginning of the end. I mean, we're just seeing these numbers thin out. The Viper's fanning his army out really nicely.
Peasants
more
are coming.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know, I mean, am I wrong about this? This feels like it's going to be over in a sec here.
Yeah, I mean, the GG timing on SingSing is late, as I warned you guys. He at least wanted to get his second hero. Tasteless, what do you believe is the value for staying longer in a game, even if it's just to make your opponent feel less like they have headwind?
It's all about stamina, right? Oh, but speaking of which, GG is called.
Wow.
And the reign of Farseers destroying honorable macro players in this tournament continues on.
Honorable macro players, dude. It's so funny because You know, SingSing as a human, Tommy K, the other human in the tournament, they've been complaining about Orc because Orc is the one race that won't let you get away with a term that I personally coined, eco cheese.
Eco cheese. Okay, I like that. I like that.
I mean, surely
you don't know how to play the game right. You just get all the money and spend it.
Yeah. You know, here's who I see as eco cheesers. Idra. Human players.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're
100%. Eco cheese in that regard is very popular now in StarCraft 1. There's a lot of players that go like blind command center first.
Oh my god.
And if you scout it late, you're like, oh, I'm already behind. Okay.
Yep. Guess I lost. Opponent flipped a coin and went for eco cheese. You know, if you put your blinders on and you make 100 drones in StarCraft 2 and you don't prepare for the 50 probe all-in with immortals and 8 gateways behind it, which was really nice build. Is it really the Orc that cheesed, or did you do an eco cheese? Like, can I get some support here, Tasteless?
It's so funny. It's so funny to even look at it as a cheat. It just cracks me up because in my head I'm like, no, this is the way you're supposed to play at RTS. You're supposed to get out and get all the resources.
No, you've been influenced too much by Artosis. We need some. We need to start reframing Cannon Rush and Farseer Rush as the honorable, ethical play.
Yeah, this is the way to play the game. It's like that's right. Yeah, some people are Cannon Rushing and Farseer Rushing, and other people are trying to ruin the experience by taking a second base.
Exactly. There we go. That's what RTS is all about. Don't ruin the experience by taking more resources.
So, what exactly are you supposed to do to hold that? I mean, is it really just because, you know, Tara was coaching me in between my games.
Yeah.
And he was basically like, look, you want to have a couple things targeted on the Farseer and kind of try to ignore it and get back to your own creeping. Is that basically the idea?
This if I was coaching you for that series, I would have had you cheese. There were some
you would have had me cheese?
Yeah, there was some cheese that you could abuse against the way that the Orcs are playing, where they do the Farseer, they don't be on scout. I would have had you take your Crypt Lord, you take your 3-4 ghouls, you get the fuck out of your base, Rod of Necromancy, you take the long route, you go to Africa, you pick up a couple of sheeps in the corner of the map, you do summon beetles and skeletons, you take a 8 summon unit, and you go to their main base. They're in your base wondering where everything is, and you get to their base with like 12 summons. You surround the burrow, kill 1, surround second burrow, kill 2. I can't believe Terra had you keep trying fast expand, man. Like, the Farseer kept coming in and disrupting you. You need to take the fight back to them. Keep them honest with the cheese.
That is so funny. That's like, oh my God. Yeah, see, that's one of it's like making 2 gateways in somebody's main base, right? It's like, this is just really hard to stop at this level. See, I hadn't even thought. Yeah, you're right. I think I approached the game from too much of like the try hard like textbook. It's like that meme of the bell curve, right? Where there's the dumb guy and the smart guy on either side, and then the guy with the bow tie in the middle. the bell curve meme. And I was that guy, like trying to play correctly when I should have just been going for some kind of crazy all-in cheese.
Which, to be fair, is the most satisfying way, because that's the way you practiced. And you shouldn't like get up in your head and be like, oh, the way I practice isn't good enough now because I'm facing someone. Oh, by the way, the game name is in the Discord lobby. It's the same game name.
I'm sorry. Everybody's waiting on me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to say it.
1 second.
No trolls have been joining.
Yeah. Just
too.
Break the...
You can never see your messages. Okay, it's fine. I'm just gonna start. Like we're just gonna start.
Yeah, we'll just start it.
Yeah, fuck it. I mean, Viper's ready. Let's go.
Yeah. Look, that Farseer's coming. SingSing, watch out.
Yep.
My game was a cautionary tale for what this whole tournament's gonna look like. It's gonna be Lord of the Rings, but the Orcs won in this one. Is what's going down in this tournament.
I see.
It's the bad ending to Lord of the Rings here. Yeah.
Wait, what happens if they both sprint into each other with the Farseer then? Like Orc Mirror Finals, both run at each other with the Farseer? Yeah. What happens then?
It's just going to be an Orc civil war for the finals here.
What about their legs? They don't need them. They start killing each other. Oh,
so,
I didn't expect
this game.
This.
We got Viper top left.
Yep.
And SingSing bottom right.
Yeah. Yeah, I did not expect this for Viper to take the 1-0 lead here against SingSing, because SingSing, oh man, like it's crazy. He's playing at a really high MMR. He studied his opponent. He knows what to expect. And Viper just takes the game that easily. Like, it wasn't even close. It's a very strong statement from the Viper here in the first map, and we're gonna have to see how SingSing adapts. Tasteless.
Yeah, you know, so for me, when I look at a game like this, I can't always pick up on, you know, a lot of these subtleties. Was there like a key moment where he kind of fell apart? Because I was trying to keep track of all the micro, and then after a little bit, I was like, God, he seems to have like, you know, 3 or 4 melee units fighting, and they're getting completely isolated and picked off. Was there something he should have done better? Did he need to make more militia or be more conservative with the Archmage or what?
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's tough. Think of it like this. SingSing did the equivalent of a double 15 hatch, Heart of the Swarm terms, where he's mass ecoing and he has a really late spawning pool and no zergling speed. So he's going for the fastest possible expansion variant where you creep it immediately. There is another variant where you do camp 1, camp 2, and then the third camp is the gold mine. So this gives you a little bit of a springboard, a larger army, better econ, more forgiveness in the bonus resources you have lying around. It gets you your tower in your main base, like Sing is building a tower in his main right now. So he's doing this really ramshackle build, which means everything has to be perfect. The burden of execution on him is really high. And he knows this, by the way. I coached him this to explain that there's different variants. He's doing the same thing again, the early fast expansion, and there's just no room for mistakes. So he has to do everything perfectly. Viper's here already. That's what's going on, Tasteless.
Okay, here we go. Looks like he's going to be able to clear the creeps basically uninterrupted. This seems to be the technique, is you take one, well, in my case it was a ghoul, but in this game a footman, and right-click it. From what I understand, the Farseer doesn't have that much HP, but then again, neither does the Archmage. But you can kind of just force him to kite that. The Headhunters are here. The Scout Tower started. So we've got a little bit of time before there can be an Arcane in this game. But it seems like there's enough. Oh, one footman goes down. Seems like there's going to be enough. Oh, hold on a second. He's actually getting some decent damage on these peasants.
Really good harassment with the wolves and with the micro with the headhunters. SingSing uses an approach where he sends some of his army after the range, but Viper kites it perfectly. So SingSing has an arcane tower in his main. That was kind of a problem last game where he didn't have that. And he's making one here as well. It's going to take about 40 seconds to finish. Once that's there, he can make his town hall again, hopefully for SingSing with fewer losses. But at the moment, it's Viper that's killing everything. There's been one wolf kill that gave experience to SingSing, but every other loss has been on the side of SingSing, to the credit of the Viper, and he's kept his units pretty healthy. So looking pretty good again for the Viper initially, but it's too soon to say, really. These are like expected losses.
Yeah, this is kind of a painful moment here because there's no weak target to kill to get. Oh no, hold on. There's one footman down here. It would be if he could just use that to boost himself into level 2. You know, it's rough when you're kind of locked out of level 2 and they're continuing to progress on the map here.
Well, really cute move by Viper. He uses the remainder of one wolf that got denied by creeps to wake up the creeps. The creeps get mad. They're now attacking SingSing. They even cast a Fairy Fire on one of the footmen, which drops its armor from 2 to -2, which actually means everything deals bonus damage on it. Look at that. Viper's doing it again, hoping like, hey, maybe you're going to walk into this camp. Very cool use of map mechanics.
That's very cool to see. God, the Viper's so good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how he's trying to basically fish out the creeps to interfere with what SingSing's got over here, that little push from him to try to drive him back. But now the Viper's going to lean in. He's going to come towards this town hall. I don't know if this is going to be a factor or not. You were kind of talking about like deleting buildings that are under construction because they're so vulnerable. I wonder if he could do that here. He's going to start.
You see how much damage it's taking, but you need to be there roughly in the first 20%. So it's too late. It is nice damage though, and could definitely help if you follow up into a Firelord attack again, maybe a Raider follow-up. We do have a Torrent Chieftain in production right now. It looks like Viper may not believe that Firelord follow-up is the correct call again. So he's going to fall back and maybe creep, maybe his own natural, I'm not sure.
So with the Viper backing up, it seems like he's done some damage, but he actually has to start to play catch up here with the leveling. This is going to really loosen the pressure here on SingSing. I mean, he's basically been under threat the whole time, trying to just stabilize. So in a game of catch up, I mean, if they're both kind of creeping at the same pace, it does seem like it would be almost impossible to catch up, right? Oh, he's going to fast expand. I didn't realize that was the Viper's plan.
Yeah, so fast expand takes 135 seconds. He's been behind an expand for about 45 seconds. So we can say that he will be about about 3 minutes behind, which is 1,800 gold. So Viper's down about 1,800, let's say 2,000 gold in this game, once his expansion is up and running. So how can you ever come back from 2,000 gold deficit? Well, he killed some things, which gave him experience. He has a faster tier 2 tech, so he has higher quality units. He's got raiders coming. Troll regeneration is finished, which makes these headhunters heal without the need for a heal salve. And he's gonna get a higher level second hero because it's farming already. So somehow, Viper's second hero strength has to offset the amount of bonus gold that SingSing is accumulating.
Interesting. Well, they're just neighbors right now, creepy next to each other. I don't know if we're going to have it engaged. It'll depend. Okay, we have the Viper maybe going to move down here. SingSing going to grab the replenishing potion. The question, I guess, is going to be, is the Viper going to pursue this? A water elemental is thrown up here in the front to basically buffer and create kind of a meat shield, and that's going to allow SingSing to escape.
Yep, SingSing gonna, just like you said, it's just letting it get attacked, but not feeding it in experience either. Sending it back to his main behind the towers. SingSing right now is making a second tower in his main, a guard tower. Same for his expansion. Just one arcane, one guard, getting his blacksmith up. Lots of footmen here, but wait, does he not have the defend upgrade? Oh, he does! So he's taking 50% reduced damage from headhunters.
Okay, so he's going to try to come push through here. First Spirit Wolf is going to go down. This is a lot right now from SingSing. He's prompted a lot of these peasants to go into militia. And I think the Viper smartly so just backs up. Headhunters are getting a little bit weak. These are pretty squishy units. Viper's going to micro that back.
TC
as that,
level 2.
Tauren Chieftain levels up. Yeah.
That means he's going to have Shockwave. He's got them lined up. Oh, he's going to go for War Stomp. Okay. War Stomp is very good to control enemy Mountain King, rifles, and casters. It's a little harder to get in position for it than Shockwave. It also doesn't do peasant damage in the same way. Usually you pick Shockwave against Expos at the high level anyway, but both are really, really good.
Well, he's going to target the Altar Kings, and this is an extremely important building because it has the Mountain King building inside of it. This forces SingSing to come up here and take a fight, but I almost feel like that plays into the Viper's hands. He draws him in, he takes out a lot of these very weak units. He'll then change his fire to be on top of the peasants and try to drive them away. The Mountain King is about 75% complete. I think it should be able to get out, but we got to see how many losses exactly SingSing's going to suffer in this process.
See, exactly. He's forced to pull militia, so the question is, does he have enough lumber and lumber gathering in order to be able to have a sensible follow-up? So many peasants are dying, many are repairing. We've got 3 peasants mining right now in the main. Mountain King comes out with 4 Stormbolts. First Stormbolt immediately kills a Headhunter. I think Viper's maybe down about 2 Headhunters so far. Greater Healing Potion on the Tauren Chieftain.
Okay, he takes out that Water Elemental. He's still able to put some pressure over here. And I guess from this point on, it looks like the Viper decides to go ahead and try to go creep or move somewhere else. Good hold there by SingSing.
Very good hold by SingSing. He brought all the boys. He did have like 10 footmen or so, every single one of which is dead. He brought many militia, many died. Viper is now exhausting the creep resources on the side of the map for SingSing, which means eventually SingSing will need to move further out, which draws the fight closer to Viper's side of the map, which means faster reinforcements, less available use of militia, which only lasts 42 seconds. And during all this, Viper has got up his expansion. He's got his Tauren Totem coming, his burrows are defended with reinforced defenses, got a bunch of raiders, and SingSing is only just starting to work on his first unit. He's got priest... No, wait, he's not even opening with a priest or sorceress. He's getting priest upgrade first and the second sanctum. So Viper very far ahead in unit count and quality at the moment.
And now the Viper is going to be creeping on SingSing's side of the map. I think it's a great opportunity. While SingSing is, you know, kind of pressed inside of his base and having to macro, you can just scoop up all this extra experience and really charge up those 2 heroes, the Tauren Chieftain as well as the Farseer here. It looks like SingSing's going to come in here just... Oh, it looks like, yeah, the Viper's going to be pretty cautious. He's going to go ahead and just back up. I don't think SingSing could really contest that, though. He's got, what, 5 riflemen? And then his 2 heroes compared to a pretty huge army here for the Viper.
And it looks like the Viper also... SingSing also forgot to upgrade thermal lances. His riflemen don't have the range upgrade that gives 200 bonus range. Very important upgrade for rifles, and he doesn't have it, and I feel like he'll forget to use it.
So this is a big play right here from SingSing. He's going to try to come in here and take out the, one of the two biggest camps on the map here in the top right. And the Viper is actually just next door. There's no way SingSing can kill this off in time.
That's crazy. That's a crazy intuition by the Viper coming in here and getting the creep jack. One exit kill from SingSing. Nice job there, targeting that Raider and stormbolting it. Insane read from the Viper. He's controlling all the area around SingSing's base. This is exactly how you want to play against an early expansion, leveraging your tech units and your better hero levels to prevent the higher gold player from getting back into the game. Now, SingSing is gathering a large force here. He's going quickly over 50 population, getting to 70 already. He's got priests and breakers coming out. Still doesn't have that thermal lance long rifle upgrade for rifles, so he's at 400 range instead of 600. Actually, my last competitive game in SC2, I forgot thermal lances. It was against Happy, the player that you modeled your race pick after. Painful memory. So sorry if my PTSD leaks in sometimes.
It's actually going to be a big attack on this bottom left creep camp too, the other hyper valuable camp. The Viper's preoccupied right now, taking out this smaller camp over here. So I think SingSing's going to be able to get away with this one. Oh my god, he almost lost that.
But yeah,
scary moment there.
Good creeping, like you said, by SingSing, finding space on the other side.
So this camp's going to be cleared. The Viper's going to come down here and press the second base here. And SingSing's going to have to come in here from the side. He's got his Mountain King very low on HP. Remember that, because that could be a pretty high-value target. And the Viper's going to stay wedged in this side. He's taking some damage from that Arcane Tower. That's pretty nicely turtled back behind that. And as SingSing approaches in, I think the Viper decides this is sort of an uncomfortable angle to try to fight at and repositions.
Yeah, good call. I like that pullback for Viper a lot. I think SingSing would have loved to take a fight there. Both very good on their upgrades. They're at 2-1 attack upgrade and armor each on rifles and headhunters. We've got the big fight coming. It's 78 population for both of them.
Yeah, it looks like one of the Raiders in the front is going to go down. The Mountain King is very low, 27 HP. It's killed off.
Such a sick War Stomp location. Getting all those rifles and the Mountain King as well. Another War Stomp coming in hot against the rifles in the backline. Breaker's taking away some of the mana for the Tauren Chieftain, but he pulls back smartly. Has more War Stomp, but his mana got removed once again by the Breaker. SingSing falling back and trying to turtle up. Even making a second Blacksmith here just to protect his Town Hall, maybe?
I think so. I mean, I gotta say, I feel like right now, the Viper's kind of trading pretty nicely. This angle between the trees, excuse me, it's kind of an uncomfortable bottleneck. I don't know how much more the Viper can push in, but we're starting to see SingSing pull back a little bit. And this Kodo Beast now joining the army.
Yeah, great point, Tasteless.
Maybe not for long.
The Viper and SingSing both understand the use of space very well, trying to get that sweet concave to deploy well. And anytime their army gets out of control and moves too far forward, as I kind of jinxed the Viper there with some of its units being forgotten, they pull back and try to reclaim space in a more comfortable location.
Okay, so he's going to come down again. And, I mean, we don't have that many more creeps left on this map. You know, I don't know. Well, hold on a second. He's going to try to push up a little bit further here. Is this an overextension maybe from SingSing?
Looks like it might be. Tauren Chieftain does have invulnerability potion, and there is a TP here still on the Farseer. There's a lot of low units that could be targeted down. Unfortunately for SingSing, his rifles are still really short range. He's got a down portal out. It's kind of a watershed moment here where many units are low for both players, but it's SingSing that blinks first. Having said that, though, he's still somehow at 80 population.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, the damage was very evenly distributed on both sides. We just have a lot of very low HP units. Now, SingSing can heal up pretty quickly here due to these priests. Not the case so much here for Viper, so he's going to move out on the map. Going big picture for a second here. You know, both players have double expos, but there's only one more gold mine here on the map. Do you think there's a possibility we're going to see anybody fight over that expansion in the middle?
I think it is an important tiebreaker. It makes the map better. I think it is definitely happening when someone has... Oh! Wow, that was really scary for the TC there. Yeah, the gold mine is a big... Wait, the TC is not moving. There could be a Stormbolt around. I can't answer your question right now because it looks like there might be a Torrent Chieftain kill.
Nice, he gets that kill, takes it out. SingSing's gonna press further. We're seeing units spread out in various directions right now as it's a flight to safety. But, you know, the difference in this position is that the expansion for the Viper is a pretty naked, empty place. They don't have a whole lot of defense other than maybe one burrow that could be taken advantage of.
True. Nice dispels there by SingSing. He gets Archmage level 5. Viper was in a good position, but he couldn't heal up his army fast enough and lost track of where his Torrent Chieftain is. Stormbolt on the Farseer! A surround attempt! He's targeting it! There's a Town Portal. Viper will use it, but he lost so much, Tasteless.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that excellent escape earlier from the SingSing. He was able to heal up and basically take another fight versus a wounded Viper. And I don't know if this base can be saved right now.
Looks really, really tough, especially the desire to save it, while so many of his units are still so low, is most likely going to make a bad situation even worse. Ideally, he sacrifices the expansion, heals up to full, waits for Torrent Chieftain, and then goes back in with a tiny Great Hole after winning a fight. But instead, he comes in here with a fledgling wounded army, didn't lick his wounds yet, and just take this really mediocre fight without Torrent Chieftain, who even now is in the altar, 70% done. The moment Mountain King has mana, he can try to target the Farseer again. It's a tough situation for Viper. He was in a great position, but SingSing did a very good job holding on, resilience. He's got that Tatake mindset where he tries to never give up. He got his big army, he waited for an opportunity, saw it, and gratefully accepted it.
Yeah, excellent control so far here from SingSing. I gotta say, I'm blown away. I thought he was in pretty hot water. I think a lot of this game, if SingSing wins, really comes back to the bad exchange that the Viper tried to force over that expansion. He's got some pretty leveled up Shadow Wolves here, but SingSing's going to dive in further. At this point in time, the Farseer is so low, it's 4 HP, it gets picked off. And I mean, now it's almost like a WWE. We've like tag teamed the Torrent Chieftain in now. He's going to come in to try to do some damage.
Yeah, TC with the aura here, bringing a lot. The absence of the TC was keenly felt. Wait. Oh, yeah. I thought I heard Mountain King die. He did not. He's level 5. He's doing great. He's never been better. Viper's down to 52 population. SingSing at 81 is going to make a play for the TC, doing body blocks with his Mountain King on the Torrent Chieftain. The blocks are really good. He's going to try and finish it right here. He has enough mana for a bolt. It flies. TC dies.
Beautifully done. Right now, the Viper's hero list. That's going to be game. GG. Tied up 1-1.
Very, very well done there by SingSing holding on. You know, that moment happened. I forgot what your question was, because the TC was left there in the middle of nowhere.
No, don't worry. I've already forgotten it too, actually. let me make sure I join this game on time. Once. Am I in?
I mean, I haven't made the new
Man, that's
lobby
insane.
yet.
So, okay. So, what exactly? Look, I don't know what I'm talking about, right? I don't understand Warcraft 3, that well, but it seems like there was a fight over at that second base that I don't know if it was necessary or not, but it feels like because the game was slowed down, the Viper tried to force something. SingSing did do that nice town portal back out there, and then when the second exchange happened, just due to the nature of the way the different races in Warcraft operate, Human was able to heal up and then kind of reset and take a fight at the Orcs expansion.
Yeah, you called it exactly. That's how it is. So Human heals up automatically. That's the easier part of Human. They have their priests healing them. That's maybe the hardest part about Orc, is that they need to fall back and regenerate, and everything needs clicks. You need to buy the heal salves, you need to apply them, you need to wait because they're non-combat consumables. You need to wait for them to take effect and then take the fight. There's a lot of individual bandaging, putting on tourniquets, splints, putting on salves and having your vitamins, and then you're ready again. And for Human, that's automatic. But the hard part for Human is surviving that early onslaught of Feral Spirit harass. So they both had their hard moments. SingSing definitely fell behind early game. I would say that Viper had maybe a 80 to 90% lead. Let's say if there was an algorithm that expressed the chances for the Viper to win after that game, if all other things are equal and skill is equal, I would say he was at a 80 to 90, maybe even 80 to 90% upper hand. And he threw it because he lost 3 units near the expansion that were not in control group. And then his TC was left behind and he didn't heal fast enough.
So it looks like we're all in the game, everybody. Sorry for the delays. And we're going to figure out what map 3 is.
Looks like
and it's going to be
concealed.
Hill. All right, let's do it.
Viper has been well informed about what maps are good for him. This is the map. I don't know if you've noticed this. You may not even know the maps by name. Most players don't in the Invitational.
I certainly do not.
Caught. Yeah, I mean it's tough. Like you're getting like this visual impression of maps when you see them, and then as you get to the camp, it's usually the first time you're like, oh, this is the map with the thing where it's a really hard camp. Yeah, this is that map. This map has the hardest creep camp. It's the one with the Overseer, 2 Poisoners, a Warden that purges, a little Null, level 5 Null with the Aura. This is the hardest fast expansion map in the ladder pool, and it's Viper's choice. Makes sense, because SingSing has kind of been fast expanding every game.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Like, you know, make the bird, because we, from what we've seen from SingSing so far, when everything's on the line, he does want to fast expand. So perhaps the Farseer pressure and harass is going to be a little bit tougher to deal with here if he can pull it off. That being said, I think SingSing's defense has been excellent.
Yes, it has. He made some adaptations last game. Earlier, Arcane Tower in the main. That's a weakness Viper exploited in game 1. That helped a bit. He made a lot of footies. And then he was better on his macro. He reproduced more peasants after getting his expansion up than before. So he's evolving mid-series as he rises to the threat of Viper's early onslaught.
So this game, it's going to be Archmage again over here for the Viper. I mean, we're kind of seeing the same formulas to start the game off, right? It's been interesting to kind of watch this journey happen here with these guys and what they're bringing. I think these games, by the way, have been really good. What do you think is, when you look at these two players, what are the strengths and the weaknesses? Is there something for you as a pro when you look at this where you go, oh, they're really messing this up? Or, you know, if they just knew this one thing, it would be so much better.
I think SingSing has the best meta awareness in, like, he has studied a lot of top replays, so he knows what the top humans are doing, and then when he sees what they're doing, he gets it. So he has very high game IQ, I think. So I would say that's one of his strengths. His micro is good, his macro, but mostly I would say, if I had to pick one thing, it's his strategy awareness. And then when it comes to the Viper, just like in other RTS games like AoE 2, AoE 4, he likes early aggression, small armies, skirmishes, skill checking with little micro. He's got good APM. He's got good unit control early game. We saw his 80 pop control was actually really good until the TC blunder. But overall, I would say early game is his strength. So he wants to deal a lot of damage and disrupt SingSing's meta knowledge application.
It's an interesting position here. He's kind of staying in between them. He's got a wolf on one side. He's got the Farseer on the other. The first headhunter is going to come down here. We do see the militia being pulled over here to fight the turtle creeps. But yeah, I mean, already a lot of action everywhere here on the map.
Good micro by SingSing, saving his militia on the turtle creep camp. There's 2 peasants you need to save when they get target fired. The first one was saved. The second one looks like it might die if he doesn't respond in the next few seconds. Yeah, 1 militia lost, but that's a level 2 in absence of the Archmage, global XP application. Meanwhile, he's using Archmage, Elemental, and Footman to drive the Farseer and Headhunters away. And Tasteless, it looks like this might be a fast tech build by SingSing. I think he recognizes this map is too difficult to expand on, so he wants to change up the flow a little bit and not go for a fast expand. And sure enough, Town Hall has been upgraded.
Yeah, this is very cool. We're going to see SingSing kind of one base it. Makes sense. There's just too much pressure over here. The expansion's too far away. As you said earlier, Grubby, it's also very... you know, this is the hard. The creeps are the toughest, I guess I should say, on this map to get that. We've got a kind of an interesting split position. Going to be pretty intense on both sides to try to micro this. The headhunters have been driven away. SingSing's going to try to merge his army back together. And for now, it looks like the Farseer push is going to continue on.
He's going to keep trying to shave off health off the Footman, but there's one thing that SingSing knows. This map has a healing fountain. Oh, nice snipe there on that Footman. But the healing fountain is being used well by SingSing. These creeps sleep at night. Warcraft 3 has a circadian rhythm, unlike me. And the creeps sleep at they sleep at night, and that means that the fountain can be used without clearing the camp. 2 Footmen are healing to full there, and SingSing is pulling them back. So if he cycles low units, then he can actually save them.
Yeah, he's going to try to orbit outside of this base right now. He actually checks. Oh my god, he left the Gauntlets of Strength. That's just been taken.
Nice pick up.
Highway robbery over here. And he's actually going to come over here and just check the creeps. I don't know if he wants to... I have a question, actually. So, like, in this situation, would it ever make sense to kill their creeps at the expansion? Or is that, like, unwise? You want to basically keep that as sort of an occupying area where they have to work to get that?
Yeah, that's a really smart question. And the answer is it depends. Because I think you perfectly highlighted the dilemma. You're getting a valuable camp the opponent might be counting on later, but you're making it easier for them to expand, right?
Yeah.
So
Ooh, that's sick. That block is so good by the Viper.
Really sick blocks. Really good control. That's some top-level control, actually. He could just farm this. If he realizes SingSing is in mode run, then you could chase someone, pretend to lose track of them, and farm the Rock Golem level 6. But let's see, Viper's going to move towards the middle.
Oh, that's
is this
smart.
In anticipation of thinking that SingSing is doing a rat attack on his main? It looks like it. It looks like he's sniffing this out. He finds the Archmage. He has 8 Headhunters. Reinforced defenses has already been started. It's 20% of the way done, so it will take about another 40 seconds.
He's going to run the... I don't know... this is a very interesting move here from SingSing. He's going to just run in and basically hold position in the worker line.
Yeah.
He's eating a lot of damage. His shields are up. But I don't know, Grubby. I mean, you tell me, is this worth it? Is this a good move or what?
What's your instinct?
My instinct tells me no.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you could just micro the peons away. Although, you know, some peons have been killed here. The issue is that there's no way to rescue these footmen. And, you know, like in a game of StarCraft, like, okay, like a Zealot dies or a Dragoon gets blown up. It's like, all right, well, that's not good. You never want to lose anything. But you can make it again, right? It's a game with a lot of units. But Warcraft 3, it's like, compared to StarCraft, like each unit is worth 4 StarCraft units.
Yeah.
So to give up those, I think it was 5 footmen, 4 or 5.
Yep, 5.
I just feel like now SingSing's, it was 5. Okay, so now I just look at this and I'm like, well, you just don't have a lot to work with, right? I mean, it's going to be hard to creep here.
Yep. And 5 footmen, that's 200 XP. To put it in perspective, if Viper had one level 1 hero without XP, 5 footmen would be enough to level him to 2. That's the value that has been granted there. 5 footmen is also, let's see, 5 is about 675 gold. So he threw away 675 gold, creeping power. He gave away experience, and he now has lost footmen that had defense upgrade. That if Viper were to attack move in fights, the headhunter shots would automatically go to defense upgrade footmen. Very useful. And now he doesn't have that. So now headhunters will be attacking instead whatever is nearest, if you attack move. And the if you attack move argument is not very important at high level, because people will target what you're supposed to target with their extreme game knowledge. But at the intermediate and lower level, it's always very relevant, because the more you don't need to do manually in fights, the more that works well automatically, the easier the fight is for you, because Warcraft 3 fights are very complex.
So down here, we've got the Viper just, you know, freely farming, clearing out, you know, all the creeps down here. We did have SingSing come and clear out that expansion area. But, I mean, this is looking pretty bad, I think, for SingSing.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about those footmen that were lost. He's going to go for some more ambitious creep camps. He does, you know, he is able to generate water elementals, so you have something spongy that is, you know, obviously temporary, so you can kind of recycle that over and over. But he's not creeping with a lot. The Viper, I should say, is going to move up, and he's going to start to take out the other creeps. This time it's going to be at the merchant, goblin merchant thing here. And I'm worried for SingSing, because if he gets caught here, he has, right now, barely an army, where, you know, what the Viper has is massive.
Yeah, Viper's expanding behind this, 70% done. He's got nearly 50 population, SingSing at 42. And he's just gonna TP. He sees Ensnare coming. He sees Writ upon his destiny. Several Ensnares, several unit kills. He was a centimeter away. I mean, I guess like half an inch from his main. And he town portals just to save units. Now he's stuck like a rat in his base. Unable to go out because there's a fox hunting. And he instantly rebuys town portal. Viper is like, hey, why are you so willing to spend a TP even though you were so close to home? Do you have an expansion, question mark? Checks. Answer is no.
So SingSing's going to move out again. I like the way that the Viper's been handling the creeps here. He went for the higher value ones first. This is a fairly small creep camp, at least for the phase of the game that we're in right now, nearing about 10 minutes. There's not any real locations that SingSing can now creep to, if I'm understanding the map correctly, that are easy to take. There's a red dot creep camp in the middle, which nobody's contested, but I mean, I don't feel like that's a safe move, right? So SingSing's going to try to move south. He's going to go to the mirrored creep camp to the one we saw earlier. Oh, I'm sorry. No, he's going to keep pushing even further here, and he's going to check for an expansion. Now, he's going to see it, but at the same time, the Viper is going to be moving in at the same time, so I don't know that he can stay here.
Yeah, like he wants to do what? Like a raider kill, maybe kill some peons and then TP out. Try to kind of slow down the economic hegemony that Viper is building up right now. But he doesn't really have a fighting army. It's too far away for Militia to come into the fight. He doesn't have incredible items. So this is Viper's fight to win. Or how do you say it? To lose? Like he's in the lead for this fight. There's a Scroll of the Beast.
Yeah.
SingSing does have Dispel, but he just gets scared from the Scroll of the Beast. He's losing some unity. Instantly town portals out. And like you said, to what end? Because you correctly pointed out, SingSing doesn't have any creeps to creep around his base. So a town portal immediately puts him in a position of low natural resources in terms of creeps. And the Viper, he forces the town portal next to one of the 3 best camps on the map, the Red Drake, and will gratefully take it immediately after.
Okay, he's going to come in now, taking out the super high value health fountain creep camp. And for the time being, I mean, in this moment, quietly, SingSing's going to try to expand and get a base up. It was scouted by a peon here from the Viper. So he sees that. We got to see after this fight is finished over here at the creeps, is he going to move out? SingSing goes over and gets one healing scroll. From what I gather in Warcraft 3, the healing scrolls at the merchant camps are extremely, it's like an important resource, not just for you to have, but you want to make sure that they don't have those healing scrolls. So very important for SingSing to get that. He's now going to go over to the other side of the map and get that high value creep camp.
Yeah, these drakes are often split unless one player is able to completely manipulate the map in such a way that they can get one red drake, TP out, and then get the other because of their distance from one another. So SingSing will get some value. Items he would be looking for here is like Devotion Aura, maybe True Shot Aura, or Gauntlets +6 Strength, the Belt of Giant Strength. He's going to get the worst item of all. Item luck is a real thing. Boots of Quel'Thalas doesn't really do anything for him, and it brings me to a question. Actually, I don't think I have time to ask it, Tasteless. It will have to wait for later because Viper comes in with the giant backstab.
Yeah, the Viper's going to come in. This is a very uncomfortable position because they got some strong creeps back here that are being healed at the health camp. SingSing's going to have to try to pull that through. The Tauren Chieftain comes around the side, takes out a couple of those priests. SingSing is going to have to evacuate, but it's a constant cycle of the human army shrinking over and over again. The Viper is going to clean up the remainder of these creeps at this fountain, and then it can heal up. And Grubby, right next door, is this naked expansion for the Viper. Oh, sorry, for SingSing here. So the Viper could just probably move in here and maybe take this out.
Yeah, and you pointed it out. He did a peon scout on it. That's such an Age of Empires 2 thing, like to send a worker and scout, very StarCraft 1 as well. Usually a true Warcraft 3 player would use wolves to scout it, but he sent one of those peons. The important thing is that he's doing it. He found it, and now he knows how to play around with that. The Viper's going to do a pull leash here on this Ogre, kind of bring it to a better location where if he gets caught, he doesn't really get caught in as bad of a position. Fantastic upgrades, by the way, on the Viper. He's 2-2 on the Headhunters. Oh!
Okay, he takes out that center creep, looking really good right now. I mean, we're almost out of creeps on the map. Is this the last camp or the second last camp that's remaining here? Is that correct?
Looks like we've got 5 more camps. This was the remaining high-value camp. We've got 2 orange camps and 3 greens, all of them on the half of the map of the Viper. These are usually like I call them like the pizza crust camps, the one that your girlfriend or boyfriend left for you because they're watching their carbs, and then you eat them like the morning after. These green camps, you would finish them off just because you've nothing else to do, right? Like usually high-level heroes, big armies take bigger camps.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be wiped out right now. Now, this is going to be a moment where, you know, he could at least, at the minimum, SingSing could get some worker kills. 4 of the peons retreat inside the burrow, but it only holds 4, so there's going to be an execution on the 1 peon down here. I don't think the Viper's too worried. I think he's going to patiently scoop up these items, level up, and then try to close in. Remember, even though SingSing has a town portal scroll, I mean, it's so expensive. Every time you use it, it's almost like a resource of its own. It's going to force him to go back. He'll have to rebuy that town portal scroll. And it's just another little victory here for him.
True. As dire as it looks, though, for SingSing, it's difficult to find a better thing that he could have done. Killing a burrow and 4 workers. The burrow prevents the 70 to 80 population growth, so it keeps 10 population of army off the board for another minute at least, probably 2 minutes when we talk about it being in SingSing's base. And he has his own expo, killed the grunt, TP towards it, and then now he's gonna play from a defensive position where he is, for the time being, mining more than the Viper. However, there's a little problem of an endurance aura, unholy aura boosted army with the Torrent Chieftain level 4, Farseer level 4, and a heal scroll and double invulnerability potion. If he can just deal with that, it's gonna be great.
Okay, the Viper's going to close in now. We've got some riflemen here, all getting a little bit weaker here, low on HP. The Torrent Chieftain moves into the front. We're going to see a retreat back here. When I watch these Warcraft 3 units, it's almost like watching ants move in an ant farm. They're going to try to get back into this kind of area where they have more cover, where the riflemen can do a little bit better. The Mountain King is getting very low, and it's a bit of a log jam. He does manage to squeeze through. Meanwhile, the Torrent Chieftain, so low on HP, but he pulls that back. Nicely done.
Really good Torrent Chieftain control, keeping it at the back manually over and over and over, making sure it's not going to get Stormbolt focus fired. He's even kind of playing with its position, coming forward, baiting a Stormbolt almost, and then pulling it back again as if to make a Stormbolt be cast in vain. Now he has to be careful. TC might die. I think TC's dead. Level 2 Stormbolt. It's getting focus fired. It dies. SingSing kills the Torrent Chieftain.
That was insane. SingSing just stayed back enough. Maybe a little bit too greedy there by the Viper.
Yep.
He pushed in, and I mean, ultimately was punished by that. And now, I mean, how bad is this exactly for Orc? Because I felt like for a lot of this game, Viper looked pretty good, but dropping a hero, obviously, that's never good.
That was very bad, but SingSing has 0 peasants on lumber and only 5 on gold. Mountain King is very low, actually getting kind of blocked. If Viper stepped up and just auto-attacked Mountain King, it could actually die. SingSing has to buy heal pots, but he bought it on the wrong hero, so now he has to do the really tedious action of giving heal pot to the Mountain King mid-fight. He drops it on the ground. Mountain King guzzles both heal pot and mana pot. He could kill the Farseer! He could kill the Farseer! Farseer! He gets away! Sing didn't have the killer instinct to go for it with the level 2 Stormbolt. We'll do it again. No Stormbolt block! No Stormbolt block!
Okay, so it's like at 40 HP. He's going to try to chase it down. The 20 HP Farseer now backs away. He's going to try to stay out here. He wants to maybe cast another round of wolves here. At this moment, SingSing has to retreat. He pulls back, but an overextension here from Viper could be absolutely tragic. The Viper goes back to lick his wounds now. SingSing lives on to fight another day.
Oh my god.
Wild interaction there.
That was so close. SingSing is such a scrappy player. He's so good on the defense. Viper going for the pizza crust here. Getting a small little camp. Tome of Intelligence +2. Does Viper know he can just go to the fountain and heal all his heroes? Or will the muscle memory of the past and all the other maps that don't have a healing fountain command him to go back and use Heal Solve there instead? It looks like he will be going back. Not a terrible decision because he can also get Clarity Potion. Uh-oh. Whoa, SingSing is attacking now? Tasteless? With this?
I don't know, man. This is wild. Well, look, I mean, okay. He has a town portal, right? Yeah, he has a town portal in the pocket. I guess you can kill off these peons. But, you know, within this number of units, you can't kill this burrow that quickly. So I almost feel like, well, hold on a second. This is a very low Farseer. There could be a fumble here from the Viper if he doesn't control this correctly. But I think he has to town portal out. Maybe not, actually. I didn't appreciate, actually, how fast the human army can move.
He knew which one is real! He kills the Farseer! How did he know which one is real? Dota 2 skills!
Know. How did he... That was insane. I almost had to, like, do a double take. I'm like, wait, what? What happened there? So he gets the kill on that. Insane snipe. And now, you know, I mean, I gotta say, little victories here from SingSing looking good. I do think overall the Viper's army is still a little bit stronger, but SingSing's making it work.
Okay, Tasteless, my professional opinion is still that Viper is in a large lead. But if you were to connect the red dots of a comeback, this is exactly how it would look like for SingSing.
Yeah, he's made a whole bunch of really smart little victories, right? I mean, if he's going to win this, it's going to be, you know, not with one fatal blow, but with a bunch of paper cuts. He's coming in again, big stop there on the Headhunters, and definitely enough HP on the Mountain King to back up.
The next clap is going to be devastating. That's Thunderclap level 3. Viper cannot stay in this fight. He's feeding units away right now, losing a lot of grunts. He cannot be in this fight. Farseer is not being remade yet, in fact. He's not making it from the altar. He's not making it from the tavern. He just doesn't have a Farseer anymore. And it was level 5.9. It's a 6 even. It's very... Wait, he has it. He just rehired it from the tavern. That cost him about 780 gold or so. Very expensive.
Man, so expensive. Well, SingSing's going to come in again. I don't... Well, I mean, I guess there's just some wounded Headhunters. Let's see what he can actually kill. But as far as I can tell, there's no obvious weak target. The Kodo is going to come into the front, and it's going to be eating a lot of damage. I think this will be a great snipe. Will he take it out? He does.
Thunderclap is huge. Exacerbated damage because of the Berserker active. The next clap will kill about 5 units, but good target fire by Viper, killing all the priests in the back. I actually feel like SingSing went into this fight favored. But the second clap wasn't that good. Viper's micro is very good. He's killing all the backline units. Oh no, the Farseer died again!
Oh my god. Yeah, that's going to be taken out now. And at this point in time, I mean, look, Tauren Chieftain's looking very low. He's going to have to run, but there's, you know, not a lot of places to hide over there.
Good target fire by the Headhunters, killing more and more Berserkers. TC is 1 kill away from getting Reincarnate. The ultimate for TC is Reincarnation. If you die, you give no XP to enemy. You revive after 5 seconds with full life and full mana. And he's 1 kill away from unlocking that ult. Meanwhile, SingSing, he still has a very poor lumber economy, but he has built up again. He's making Breaker's Priest. I think SingSing is in the lead. This is crazy.
Yeah, this is unreal right now. The Tauren Chieftain's going to come in here. Again, he needs to get a kill. Whoa! Maybe. Oh my god, he takes it and it's not.
He didn't use Invulnerability Potion. He didn't use Shockwave, which would given him level up.
Oh
he just came in and died to Stormbolt. SingSing instantly with the Killer Instinct throws a bolt.
That was insane. Well, I mean, there is a world where I think SingSing can make this work, but at the same time, he's got his army so thinned out. I mean, there's just a lot of Headhunters up here. The Kodo Beast has come up.
But there's no, there's no heroes.
Alone,
Viper has no heroes.
Yeah, there's no heroes.
He has no active
Headhunters
income.
Are extremely squishy units. Yeah. This is insane. I think that SingSing might be able to do this. GG. That's it. Unreal. Unreal comeback.
In very similar fashion to Game 2. Viper takes a massive commanding lead. We're talking about 95% win probability. Maybe I'm overrating it because, you know, people make mistakes. But he was again in like an 85-95% win probability situation. And just didn't go to the fountain. Didn't heal up. Was walking around doing some random unimportant pizza crust camps. Unbelievable. But let's not just talk about how Viper lost the game. Let's talk about SingSing's grit. His never give up attitude. I mean, he was down to 0 lumber peasants. He was 1 base mining, 5 peasants. Nothing else. No second gold mine mining. He used every single militia in his main. Viper had like 30-40 population lead. Higher levels. He had everything. And somehow SingSing won? I don't believe this is happening. You're going to have to pinch me, Tasteless.
That was insane. I mean, I thought the game was honestly. I thought for most of it, it was a pretty straightforward lead here. You know, from the Viper, I thought he was. You know, he had a couple of overextensions, but you know that's the reality of Warcraft 3 is you're going to lose if you miss micro. But yeah, he had pretty good control of the game. SingSing barely had an expansion up, but he just took some of these late game exchanges really nicely, and ultimately he came out with a win.
Yeah, very, very nice job. This time he also had his rifle upgrades for the bonus range. He had really nice upgrades. His Stormbolt micro, his Mountain King micro was very good. He pulled his Mountain King back into his own base, waited for the overextension, and eventually got it. Viper's TC control was really good until finally he did go into that choke, got Stormbolted. He had a second invulnerability potion. You know what I'm thinking, Tasteless? I think he thought that he can use invul, but it has an exclusive cooldown. If you've used one invulnerability potion, you can't use another for, what is it, 45 seconds or so?
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. So you can't just chain them together and never die.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a real plot twist when the Tauren Chieftain, which was about to get level 6, as you were saying, that would allow it to be resurrected in the fight, which could, you know, in the end maybe snowball a fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just lost it, and it was like at the moment where maybe the Viper was at the game-winning point, it backfired.
Definitely.
But we'll have to see if you know the Farseer play here from the Viper is going to be effective in actually slowing him down. It does seem like we're not going to have any Blade Masters from the Viper here. We were kind of talking earlier about the fact that like this could be, you know, it was an either or. It seemed like he was 50-50, either Farseer or Blade Master. But yeah, he's really stuck with that. Been pretty effective at it so far.
Yeah, for sure. Wait, let me see. Okay, ready. So we're just gonna ready because SingSing doesn't see chat. So we'll start this game. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I just took a small look at the statistics, the ladder statistics. W3champions.com has a full analytics about how people have been playing. So we have for the Viper, he is at a 53% usage rate for Blade, 43% for Farseer. But against human, it's 95% Farseer. So the Blade is reserved for other matchups. So a very high likelihood that he's going to be going for Farseer once again.
Okay, tell us about this map, Grubby. Like, what do we expect seeing here? I mean, are there anything unique with creeping, or any kind of, I guess, the geography of the map? Does it affect how the players have to approach this differently from the other maps we've already seen?
One thing about the map is that there's no mercenary camp.
Okay.
I think that's always important to point out. Mercenary camps can supercharge early expansions with bonus production that you otherwise would not have. It functions essentially as a proxy barracks. So it doesn't have one of those.
Interesting.
And the second part is, and I feel like this kind of this hard to accept truth that may make some people think that Warcraft 3 has some weird mechanics that feel rather arbitrary. So I take a great risk sharing this. Do you think I should not share it on that with that premise?
Share it.
Share it. Okay.
Spill the beans, Grubby.
I'm spilling them. Creeps on ice maps have a weird behavior with aggro behavior. So how they choose who they attack works differently on ice maps than on non-ice maps. It doesn't sound very logical, but they often don't attack what you want them to attack.
What?
Yeah, I know, it's
That's
so weird.
So weird.
Yep.
But is that a bug, or is that actually coded into the game?
I think it's coded into the game. I don't understand the decision-making process behind it. Because why? Just because it's ice map. I don't know why. So, for instance...
So what is the difference? So they attack the warmest unit now? Like, what is the difference in the targeting?
On many maps, units will have an internal logic that says attack nearest unit first. And then there are some units that have higher natural aggro, like Water Elemental has higher aggro pool than others, like it has taunt. But ice creeps sometimes ignore those rules. So you see how the Trapper is attacking Militia? Other creeps on other maps would be focusing Elemental the moment it gets in range. But this Tuskar Trapper doesn't care. So he's hitting Archmage right now, which makes no sense at all, because Archmage is the furthest. and it's not the Elemental. Normally Elemental has taunt, but anyway. I'm talking while the action's going on, but I just kind of wanted to point out this weird thing, even though I take a great risk of making people think ice maps are weird.
No, I actually love learning stuff like that. That's so fascinating. We've got the Farseer coming in here. The Viper does a really good job pulling that wolf away. This Footman, I think, is going to be killed off. A little bit of XP. It's important when you watch the Farseer in the harass. It's going to be leveling up by the kills it's getting, right? Obviously... Yeah. SingSing's creeping and trying to push out, but the only way for the Farseer to kind of get the benefit of growing is to get those kills. So we want to watch for that. And I got to say, the splitting here from the Viper is really good. He goes right on that Peasant.
Ooh, nice move there by SingSing. He sends the Peasant into the gold mine, which disjoints the previously given aggro command of the wolves onto the Peasant.
Okay, it seems like this Farseer harass is almost done. Not as many peasants left over here. I don't. Is it the 5 the number you normally have?
Yes.
Make the town hall.
Yes.
Okay, so
we see Farseer XP 130. He took no creeps, so everything came from SingSing.
Yeah, and you know it's important to note for those of you that don't know, well, know even less than I do about Warcraft 3, is that the peasant has to manually build the building. It's not like Orc where the building sort of makes, because the peon like is theoretically inside of it,
right?
Or like
or
undead where the building kind of warps in like it's a Protoss building. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be more. Well, maybe there will be more harass with that coming up here, but you know this is going to be the point I'm trying to make is this is going to be a much later town hall coming in here.
Yeah, later town hall definitely than game number 2, if I recall correctly. He's gonna try to do that thing where he tries to burst the town hall down. I think he could have gone for it too. He didn't want to get the Footman.
Yeah, I agree.
He could still do it. He could still do it.
Sorry to interrupt you. You're like doing play-by-play, and I'm like, "Yep."
Sorry, I'm just.
You're right.
Sometimes I fall I fall too much back into like my coach role, where I'm like, "Do it." I'm like backseating, but like I'm supposed to be casting the game.
So I mean, the town hall is still pretty low. Looks like he's going to send these injured spirit wolves over to the side here. He just doesn't want to have any free XP here for SingSing. So the Footman's going to come up here. I think he might be able to get the kill on this one. I mean, the Viper's doing a really good job. You know, I have to say, as I've watched, you know, this series here, I was always wondering, you know, okay, well, whose skills are going to really shine through here? And when you watch Age of Empires, there's a lot of kiting in the game, like in general with units. And you can see that expressed here with the Viper and how he's able to, you know, keep all these headhunters alive. Beautiful block over here. Does he get the kill? This Footman somehow lives.
I think he will probably get it. Oh, there's going to be a self-kill because he didn't quite get the final auto attack off. Fire Lord hired once again. It's what gave Viper the first win, actually. Is this the truth for the rest of the matchup? Now, the Arcane Tower is finished. It can do bonus damage on wolves and lava spawn. So that's definitely something helping SingSing. SingSing should also be calling Militia. He tried, but he failed. 3 peasants are coming. 1 picked up his weapons, and the other forgot them at home.
This is looking really bad here for SingSing. We've got 3, now 2 Footmen. The Farseer's low, and it's not getting a lot of attention here from the Viper, and I think maybe SingSing can try to do a little bit more damage and take it out. It looks like it's going to be able to wiggle out of this corner over here, so we want to keep our eye on that Farseer to see if it can be targeted, but right now SingSing has kind of pulled away and is turtled up behind the gold mine and the Arcane Tower. The Viper decides to just seesaw his attention over to the other side of the map, and the Altar of Kings is kind of hanging out. It's like a loose piece of the defense. You know, the 2 towers are pretty nicely positioned, but not in such a way to protect this Altar of Kings.
True, but Altar shouldn't have been the top trophy here. Viper didn't know it, but he could actually just shove into the expansion, take his hands off the keyboard, and it would win. He's gonna maybe lose his Farseer here, which I still think is better losing it than to TP and take away the pressure. What Viper should have done...
Yeah, I agree.
Right? You want to keep up the pressure. He should have just gone in. There was only 1 tower. You could definitely just take it down with those headhunters. There I am, backseating again. But yeah.
Well, this is the thing with RTS, right? Like, you have to play a lot of RTS games to just look and know if you can win a fight. I mean, that's been one of the big challenges for me when I was trying to learn Undead for this tournament is it's like, I don't... You know, sometimes I'm like going into fights and people are like, are you insane? Like, but that was definitely a moment where the Viper probably had a lethal move up his sleeve, but instead decided to go the conservative route. I can't say I really blame him either. I mean, he's got the lead. He just has to basically, you know, be Captain Careful here and try to maintain this.
I do blame him. I should be like you. I know it's professional, but come on. You've got 9 headhunters against 1 tower. Just go in and finish it.
Oh man, well the Archmage, now he's going to be forced away from his expansion. Now the Town Hall's low. I don't know if that's going to be the desirable target to get. Instead, the Viper's going to go for this tower in the back. Warcraft 3 buildings, when they're constructing, are way squishier and weaker. And therefore juicy targets to try to come in and kill off. And so he denies that tower. The Viper basically looking for value right now. I believe that Farseer's back out, so he's going to merge that in with the rest of his army over here in the south.
I think Viper might be overestimating the defensive strength of a tower. In Age of Empires 2, archers do no damage to towers whatsoever, almost. And that's not true here. It's not quite the lethality of StarCraft units against 1 photon cannon, who would just not even respect it at all, but it's really not that strong. Now, having said that, Viper's still in a great spot. He's making headhunters and raiders. His Farseer is back. But SingSing is getting a lot of time, and he's trying to remake it by making his altar at home. He's going double racks. He's pumping footmen. Now, finally, Viper feels his confidence to move in. That's a lot of headhunters, Tasteless.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many headhunters. I think there's no way to recover from this. The Archmage is pinned in the back. He's going to town portal, but I think no matter how you cut this expansion's going to go down.
Yeah.
You know, the tower is once again reset. The Arcane Tower is being targeted down here. The next kill is going to be on these peasants. And I think from there, we may see GG. You were talking about how SingSing's like a very tenacious player.
Yeah.
And so he might try to stay in this, but I'm having a hard time imagining a world where he can recover.
I think he's going to stay. You know, he met one of his colleagues from the Dota 2 scene, Dendy, who is also an international winner. They met on ladder. Dendy tower rushed him in Human Mirror, and SingSing stayed until his final building, kind of as a tongue-in-cheek, you know, fake BM troll play. So you never know with him.
So, you know, he's basically denied. I love this play, by the way. This is such a good way to do it. You just leave like 1 raider over here so that you can't make peons, and this town hall will eventually die. And then, you know, to capitalize on your advantage, you start to put pressure over here at this main base and try to just whittle down that army and keep the oppression on.
Yep. Of course, it is also nice to go to something else. Right now, Viper's got nothing else. He's got nothing else behind this, where he's actually gravitating towards. No tier 3, no like Bloodlust or something, no Torrents. He's just tier 2 saving up on 50. One really cute thing he did is he let the Raider finish the Town Hall at the expansion. Only the Raider. That Raider had Pillage. Pillage gets money when you attack enemy buildings. So he maximized the income of killing the Town Hall with the Raider.
Yeah, super smart. So the barracks and the new altar are kind of hanging on the outside. These 2 structures, I'm sorry, actually it's 2 barracks here. I don't know why I didn't see that a second ago. I was going to say, but the point in case is that, you know, you lose this barracks, you're going to lose that production. And it's a rough situation right now for SingSing. I mean, he's unable to get out of this position. He's going to have to some way fight his way out of this. I don't know that he can.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. He also has this tight squeeze where he tries to escape, where he would try to escape if he got attacked. And, you know, Warcraft 3 units, they're definitely going to trip over themselves. This is nothing like StarCraft 2 10 Zerglings going through a 1 gap, or where you think there shouldn't even be a gap and they just all go in 1 second. No, that's going to take some planning. We need an air traffic control tower in order to organize the traffic through this one if he ever got attacked. But Viper relents, goes away from the main, and allows SingSing to run out, and an engagement might be happening.
Yeah, it's an interesting point you made about the Warcraft units compared to StarCraft 2. StarCraft 2, the units are almost like liquid. They're so slippery and oily, they just kind of maneuver through each other. But there's more of a kind of a chunkiness to the Warcraft 3 units. So, look, SingSing tries to come out, and it's going to cost him. You know, when these footmen have their shields up, they take less damage from ranged attacks, but they move slower, so they can't retreat.
True.
Big level up there. I believe that was on the Fire Lord.
Yep.
Excuse me.
It's going to be the Fire Lord.
And
Incinerate level 2 or Lava Spawn level 2.
Is this going to be the beginning of the end? I feel like there's no way to survive this.
Looks like it, Tasteless. Mountain King is taking a lot of damage. That's Headhunter damage, boosted by a Kodo, 10% damage aura from the drums, and 2 attack upgrade. With double ranged heroes and double summons, SingSing is very poorly equipped to deal with this, and his very exposed Arcane Sanctum is going to be taken down before it can even come up.
Yeah, a shutdown there on that building that was being constructed. And again, another important structure just kind of hanging on the outside. And by the way, I can't say I blame SingSing for having these buildings out here. There's no, I think, room. Maybe now there is with the little area that the peasants have mined through there.
Yes.
But it's a bit, kind of clogged up back there. So this is a really unfortunate situation for him, because the Viper basically is just keeping this pressure on. And it's destroying the infrastructure over and over and over here for SingSing.
Very good pressure without the overextension from last game. It looks like Viper's comfortable with his ranged hero. The TC can be a little bit more of a weak link for him in some moments of the game. Even though Tauren Chieftain is more valuable than Firelord in general, it leads to a longer gameplay style that has bitten Viper in the buttocks a couple of times with SingSing's amazing tenacity and comeback potential. So here he has his double ranged hero. Again, we see him forgetting his Firelord. I wonder what's happening when this happens. Like, how are his control groups set up that he forgets his second hero?
Yeah, that is kind of wild. So the Viper's backed up. I think this is a smart play. Like, if you're not getting any opportunities to go on the map or to take units off of SingSing, you might as well just go and farm out these creeps, try to get to that level 6 as quickly as possible.
Firelord is going to try to run the gauntlet. This is one game of Frogger that he doesn't want to mess with. No Stormbolts around. Sorry to interrupt there for a sec, but I thought we had an impending Firelord blunder potentially.
Oh man, there's so much damage from these headhunters now. They're going to start to take out these riflemen. And I mean, we're seeing the retreat once more. It just feels more and more impossible here for SingSing. And unlike the previous game that we saw, it's like I don't see any kind of opportunity. I don't see a weak hero. I don't see, a hidden base or anything like that. So this is just getting worse and worse.
He did cut out those trees that you mentioned previously, with the Arcane Sanctum finally being able to be made in the back as he chopped away enough trees for infrastructure. Nature making room for industry. Making those priests is able to get some dispels maybe for the lava spawns and wolves. But meanwhile, the Viper has not been sitting idle, Tasteless. Look at this main base.
Yeah. I mean, he's continuing to just wipe everything here on the map. SingSing, let's see, what is he at level-wise? He's level 3 and level 2. Whereas we've got a level 4 Firelords, and then the Farseer is level 4 here right now. Wow. I think we're about to see another engagement.
Lovely item inventory as well on the heroes. Even though normally you wouldn't want so much defense on ranged heroes, for the Viper it's going to be real useful. If he loses his second hero, will actually come back to life now. He's got Ankh of Reincarnation. Farseer has Potion of Invulnerability as well. Looks like one rifle might be shaved off. SingSing tried to do a deny, but he didn't quite get the kill and ended up helping his own rifle die. The noose is tightening around SingSing, and Viper's the one that is inflicting that. He comes out with a TC third as well, Endurance Aura. He's just over 50 pop because he felt he needed to make a hero and he had no population space otherwise. So he might as well open up with more unit production as well. There's no more point to stay at the 50 pop cap to save up some money.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like we are in the twilight of this game. Every time SingSing comes out, he identifies that he doesn't really have enough to fight this. The only thing that he could maybe try to do is get this little green creep camp over here, but there's not really that many creeps in his reach. And even then, it's like you're gonna be at risk of the Viper just kind of coming out and punishing you. And I think at this moment we might see he's just gonna wipe this creep camp out and further eliminate possibilities of a comeback. And at this rate, the army's so big it wipes the creep camp before there's any way that SingSing can create some kind of a diversion.
I will say this. There is one advantage that you can leverage in Warcraft 3, which is not true in StarCraft. The upkeep mechanic. Upkeep mechanic is such an interesting strategical decision-making influencer.
Yeah.
Because Viper's at 59, which means he wants to fight. That means every second he's not fighting, he's getting less money. Every second SingSing isn't fighting, staying at 50, which is very disciplined considering the circumstances of having so much army around him. He's saying, no, if I'm going to come back at all, I do this from 50... Oh, never mind, he just made 2 rifles.
Oh, he just broke it. But
no, SingSing!
Although I'll tell you, man, when I was trying to learn this game, I found myself breaking that a lot. You know, when you're in the heat of it and you're trying to come back, you'll just end up popping that upkeep. But I think you're basically right. Like, he definitely didn't want to do that.
Because he's going to tier 3. So how are you going to make use of your tier 3? If you go over 50 now, you have so little money when you get there. Whereas if you save up on 50 and you go to tier 3, you'll get there with 1500 gold. And you can get Knights, Inner Fire, Paladin. You could get all kinds of things. Either way, SingSing does have incredible items on this Mountain King. He's got double Pendant of Energy. If you can get a Mountain King level 3, Clap is going to be devastating. The Viper does get a tiny Great Hole that he farmed with some of his units at the same time. But I can't help but feel that SingSing is getting back in the game. And Viper is not getting as far ahead as he could. He didn't really know what to do when SingSing was turtling.
Yeah, I mean, SingSing is kind of waiting for this moment where he might have the right, the right mixture of units to try to take a fight. And this might be that moment here. He takes out another Grunt. He's done a great job at targeting those. A big stomp here from the Tauren Chieftain. Hey, man, the Fire Lord is very low, and it goes down. Oh, my God.
He's got the Ankh of Reincarnation. That's what we're talking about. Very useful for the Viper with his flagging hero control. He targeted the Mountain King a lot as well. Now damage going on Rifles and Priests. Another War Stomp could take down this Mountain King potentially. But TC is looking for the backline. Getting that Rifle. Really good War Stomp.
Yeah, great War Stomp back there, but the Tauren Chieftain's getting low. He's a little bit below half health. He's going to back up. So many of the riflemen are going to have to retreat here. Water Elemental taken out. And once again, it's kind of the same story. SingSing unable to advance on the map. We've got that second base, and while Warcraft 3 a lot of times is about hero levels and abilities, if you run out of gold, that's going to be it.
Yeah.
And so right now we're looking at SingSing's base. He's at like 1.8k. He's mining 10 gold every, 2 or 3 seconds. So there is a clock on here. Like, if SingSing can't make anything happen in the next couple minutes, he is going to suffocate economically.
Yeah, true. True. He probably doesn't know about that expansion. He might be aware that potentially it's happening, but that clock is ticking. Every second, a second passes for him. He does get a Paladin out as a third. That's going to help him keep his Mountain King alive a little bit more.
So, looks like the Tauren Chieftain's going to be sent back home. I think he wants to item up, basically, over here. I mean, the Viper knows he's, like, in a very winning position, but he needs to basically, cross his T's and dot his I's. And I think this is a very smart move to go all the way up here to this big red creep camp. Let a couple more levels come over here, and then probably come down and try to poke out that inevitable base. Because there's a lot of different ways that the Viper can play this at this point in time. SingSing has basically only one way that he can play this, and that's to try to sneak a base up over here.
Yeah, I guess he could. It's so expensive. He does have the lumber surplus necessary to invest 100% of his lumber peasants to throw up that expansion. But he would need to save up for it for a full minute, spending nothing else on army, so his army won't grow.
Yeah.
Alternatively,
maybe I'm dead wrong on that. So in this situation, I mean, how do you want to play this as SingSing? Do you want to try to take it with a fight then? Just spend all your money on items and kind of YOLO it?
That's pretty much it. Don't buy Town Portal. Just do one final fight, unless it goes so well that you do just enough damage, but you don't win and the game goes on, but the expansion is dead. He invested in tech.
Yeah.
He's got his Inner Fire tech upgrade ready. He's got third hero Paladin. He's 64 pop. Most of that is not in workers because he lost some. And then you see Viper's at 68. So army size wise, kind of similar. Viper does have higher levels, but they are of lower quality. AMMK Pala is better quality than the Farseer and the Firelord. TC is high quality, but he's only level 2. Like for the late game, that is. Farseer is a good rushing hero, don't get me wrong. But for the late game, those human heroes are better. So, high-tech army, good upgrades, Inner Fire, triple hero. SingSing wants to fight one battle. His main is almost empty. He wants that battle to be in the next minute, Tasteless.
Yeah. The Viper cleans up the second big creep camp. We're now having SingSing move out. That gold mine, by the way, it's at 100 gold. It's about to go away.
Wow.
And from there, it's all up to SingSing to try to make this work. Now, the expansion is completely exposed. There's not even a burrow here.
Yeah.
So we could come here and take it out. By the way, obviously, it should go without saying, but we'll point it out anyways. Both these guys mine out at the same time.
Yeah.
So SingSing's going to try to basically take this base out and then make it a super scrappy game.
Double summons once again. MK trying to get in position to clap. Only gets the heroes and summons. Not really very good. Also, SingSing has Stormbolt level 2, not clap. So he has more hero focusing potential. Much less damage on army. Really not that threatening. And that's a lot of berserkers, Tasteless.
Yeah, it's a lot. They're all coming in here. We're starting to see SingSing basically pinned inside the base. Torrent Chieftain's going to get low. He decides to micro that back and does so without losing it.
Comes back in,
but
might
you can
die.
see even the peons are up. Yeah, the peons are up here. The Torrent Chieftain comes back in. But he trying to get the snipe on that.
Gets away with 21
oh my God,
life.
It's so low.
Mountain King dropping really low. Couple of hits away. Berserker shooting. There's a Holy Light on Paladin, but he didn't use it. 19 health on Mountain King. He gets away. SingSing is at 51 population. Viper is at 61. It's really close. Both heroes survived with an average of 20 health.
So, I mean, human can heal up pretty fast, right?
Yep.
In these situations. We already saw that in the previous game. But I guess the only thing you can do now is try to attack in once more. Now, remember, guys, every second that passes is more resources that Viper is drinking in this game. So that means more units, more items. Yeah, I mean, more room for error. Where SingSing is going to he's going to long distance mine, so it's not like he doesn't have any money. But if you don't play RTS games, the distance to travel for workers when they're not right next to it is so painful.
Does this happen in StarCraft 1, long distance mining in the late game?
Every once in a while. But once you're long distance mining, the entire game from that player's perspective is to make it so that you're not long distance mining. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you're saving up for a hatchery, essentially.
Yeah, you're doing anything in your power to start a base, because once that base is there, then you immediately are back to a normal functional economy.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to happen for Sing anymore. I think you might just buy one item from the long distance income. It comes in chunks. You buy item, that's your power spike. Now it's time to go. Okay, this might very well be the last fight of the game. Mountain King will go in for a thunderclap. There was a war stamp also. Mountain King drops real low. There's massive damage here for Viper. Viper has 2-3 upgrades on the Zerkers. He's targeting the Mountain King. Mountain King drops really low. Huge war stamp in the back.
Crazy play here. The human player getting so low right now. So many squishy riflemen. As this Torrent Chieftain is running down here, the Archmage gets a quick heal, so it's not going to be picked off just yet. But the Headhunters are so oppressive with the damage they have.
Stormbolt on the TC, no longer has invulnerability potion. Holy Light, he kills the Torrent Chieftain. That's mental damage. That's good for morale.
Yeah, he takes that out, but I think, gets the Mountain King there. There's just too much HP on all these units, and I think the inevitability in this game is that there will be a push that will continue from the Orc all the way down towards where that gold mine is, and that'll be GG. That'll be checkmate.
SingSing did get enough money to actually revive the Mountain King, and in true fantasy, GG timing remains in the game, but he's proven me wrong several times before, actually, that he can still win these games. This might be one bridge too far, even for him. Viper is closing in on the base that he last saw about 20 minutes ago during that furious attack that seemed like it would never end. He's coming back to a place that he used to own almost. And will kill the altar for the second time in this game. Looks like Mountain King will not get back into the game, Tasteless.
Yeah, Mountain King's going to be out. And I think, we're going to see SingSing tap out here. I think he's going to fight to the very end, but again, I mean, with no expansions in sight, no way to remake heroes. And right now we're going to see the Viper basically drive a wedge. So when there's no attacking units to focus on, these peasants are all going to be killed.
Right. Yeah.
And we're basically, this game's done.
Yeah. So what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm like, should we just keep play-by-play in this? What do we do? No.
Do you know what Firelord Ultimate is?
No, what does it do?
Volcano. It's a channeling spell that makes a volcano and then starts throwing molten rock loads all over him and around. Like, they do stun, they do damage, I think they do damage to self as well. It actually has friendly fire. Kind of a wild ult.
That's crazy. I was amazed, by the way, when I started to learn Warcraft 3, how many games you don't end up getting level 6 heroes in.
Right?
In my newbie experience, I just always imagined, oh, it's like someone gets to level 6 and then it's over. But yeah, it's a lot of just grinding before you get to that point.
If you had to guess, how many times do you get level 6 heroes in a game between two players?
Sorry, give me a second. My cat's attacking my setup. Hold on a second.
So cute.
All right, I'm back. Sorry. What was your question? Sorry.
Viper just used the reveal. He just used the reveal on SingSing. Wanted to make sure that it's not interpreted as bad matters.
The cast almost got creep jacked by my cat there.
Good cat.
Okay, so.
Oh no! I just asked.
What's our score then?
It's 2-2. I just asked the ratio of games that end up with an ultimate in play. That's it.
Man, this has been a great series.
I just asked the 1 in 10, 1 in 20. How often do you think people get level 6s?
I don't know. Maybe 1 in 5 games, something like that. Is it less than that?
I think it's
more than that.
I think it's more. I think it's more like the more.
I guess you gave me a range, and I guessed way out of it. I should have stuck closer to a number that you were at.
I mean, I'm asking your experience. Your experiences are real and valid, Tasteless, and you're a wonderful person.
Yes, they are. Thank you.
Yeah,
I needed to hear that. Thank you.
Okay. So 1 in 5 in your games? Someone gets 6?
Oh no, that's not true. I didn't realize you're asking my games. I think about like in pro games and at the highest level. No, I mean I think I had maybe 3 or 4 games that I ever got to close to level 6 or level 6.
Oh, that's not a lot. Yeah. I think it is like 1 in 10 to 1 in 30, something like that. Not common, which makes it more rare and special. Quite fun.
Yeah, well, it feels very earned when you finally do get this, that level 6 hero. Yeah. So this is it. We're gonna go to the final game.
It's crazy.
I don't know who's gonna take this. I think that the Viper has basically shown, and you correct me because I don't really know what I'm talking about here, but it seems to me like the Viper has managed to get himself in better positions, but SingSing's tenacity, his ability to kind of fight back and create opportunities for himself has been very impressive.
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly it. Then let's send it. When I used to play StarCraft 1 way back in the day, before I knew anybody from anything, I used to play like one base lurker drop, slow overlord on Lost Temple, ventral sacks.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I used to do that too. That was before I picked Protoss. I'm like, well, this is pretty fun. You just put, you drop 2 lurkers into their base and they leave the game.
Yep.
Yeah, 1 hatch lurker is what that's called. Yeah.
1 hatch lurkers. Then like 1 Nexus Reaver drop. I think I did one base Terran as well. I had a 2 base Forge Fast Expand into 12 cannons into carriers, no other units. Just a lot of noob builds.
Yeah, it's a funny concept in RTS games when you start to realize you have to get a base up. Like in a lot of them, you have to try to figure out how to like get somewhere and then double your income or close to double your income.
Yeah, exactly. It double felt like a lot. Anytime I got to like 3 base, 4 base, it was very common to get to 3,000-4,000 minerals, which I guess happens to people new to Warcraft 3 as well. Like 2k gold, we've all been there.
Oh, that happens to me where I'm like microing so hard and I realize I haven't made a unit or a building in minutes. It's crazy.
It's more okay to do that in Warcraft 3 because there's a bigger emphasis on micro, but don't go overboard like that, right?
Right. Well, it's funny because like in a game like Warcraft, like, because I come from the StarCraft background, right? Like, I would tell somebody if they had too much money, I'm like, make anything.
Yeah. Yep.
Just make anything. It doesn't matter. Like, it is, you have to spend your money. But yeah, if you just make anything in Warcraft, it's like, well, now your upkeep's over, and now you don't have the room to make these other important units. And in a lot of these games, in Warcraft, you're trying to kind of compose this ultimate army.
Yeah.
Or, you know, maybe around 80 supply. And that is comprised of X number of this unit and X number of, or Y number of that unit.
It's not like that in StarCraft, where you're like, you're going to get to 6 Marauders, and then you'll never make them again. And if they die, you don't replace them.
Right, exactly. So we got this game started up, and we're gonna have creeping again, and it's the same formula, guys. This is so far this tournament is the Farseer Rush tournament, and their hegemony over these honorable human players and even more honorable undead players that are just trying to play normal games.
Oh, you make it sound so hard for an undead player to, you know, exist in this world.
Well, it is for me, at least.
Well, you got to see what Turin's gonna do to them. He's got some special tactics to punish exactly this type of playstyle. We might be able to see it. It kind of depends. Not on the same half of the bracket. Where's SingSing go? Okay. He's using his militia to creep a camp.
So, right now, the Farseer is just staying on the outside. He's doing whatever damage he can do to these units. I think the push away here from SingSing's been pretty good. It looks like for the time being, he probably still has the option to expand. We're gonna see. We did have one game where he went for a 1 base. But judging from this, are you able to tell what his intentions are? Oh, maybe he is going to 1 base because he's already getting tier 2.
Yeah, there we go. It's actually not a terrible map, I feel like, for going for an expansion. Logistically, it's nearby, small map, close to base, so you can summon militia often. But he's going to tech. I don't think he liked the game flow. I feel like SingSing probably liked game flow where it gets to a decent, fair game state, where he doesn't have the benefit of bonus money, but at least he gets to play with Mounticking. He had a couple of good hero snipes with Stormbolt, so I think he would like to recreate that and not give Viper a chance to do Farseer Firelord all-in or quasi-all-in against his Expo again. Good judgment call by him.
Okay, so we've got, again, more pushing away of the Farseer. Viper just pulls his wolf away. It looks like it will barely not get away there. The Archmage does get the kill there. Archmage right now about a quarter of the way through their level 2.
Yep.
And, you know, at this point in time, it's going to be hard for, I think, the Viper to do too much more with this because the hero, or the human, excuse me, can always just kind of retreat behind the infrastructure. But he does find a farm that's maybe a little bit too far out.
Okay, nice farm cancel. It also forces SingSing to relocate his peasants to another location. SingSing is making a small blunder here by making a farm in a prime real estate spot for future infrastructure, sanctums, in case you need to make them in the back of the base. You want to prevent cluttering up those really large open spaces. And he's doing that. Oh, nice deny there on the wolf, so Viper doesn't give XP to the Archmage. In the meantime, Viper is tier 2. He starts his Tauren Chieftain.
So with Viper having map control right now, I mean, he could probably go ahead and move out and start to try to take out these creeps. He didn't go for, you know, some of these easier ones like the green one here kind of towards the middle.
Yep.
Instead, he's going to, I guess, go free up his expansion location. Is that the game plan here?
Yeah, looks like it. Probably a tier 2 early expansion. SingSing doesn't know this, but the sudden suspicious disappearance of Farseer can be immediately followed by pulling militia and creeping a really high value camp. Because they leave sorry, go ahead.
No, I said that makes sense.
Yeah, because why would they leave? Like, if they're leaving, they're not going to leave for 10 seconds because you can't get anywhere in 10 seconds. So if they've left, you can assume they're leaving for at least a minute. And that should be capitalized on. But SingSing ventures forth with the same level of caution that was necessary while Farseer was there, and he doesn't adapt to like the new state of things. Having said that, he's doing fine. You know, he's creeping. He's going for a bigger camp already. This camp drops really valuable items like Claws of Attack +8, Pendant of Energy, Talisman of Evasion.
So the turtle creep camp here for the Goblin Merchant is going to be cleared out. With SingSing having a little bit more breathing room, he is going to take out the periphery camps at his base as his Mountain King is going to go ahead and meet up here with the rest of the army. And quietly, the Viper is going to be expanding. So it's going to be a 2-base orc versus a 1-base human. I don't know if and when we will see expanding from SingSing, but for the time being, the Viper is going to try to clean up the expansion creeps over on this side of the map. So if SingSing does decide to expand or find some opportunity, it'll be easy to do that. But at the same time, he's not going to have access to these creeps later on.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of that dilemma you talked about earlier on Concealed Hill. There's going to be a Stormbolt. Will it be a surround? SingSing is quite good at them, but this is a high difficulty surround. And it looks like Farseer will skip through the net there. But Viper staying a little bit close for a follow-up Stormbolt. I think that has to be a TP. Sloppy. Oh, he's just going to die.
Oh! He loses it. Big win here for SingSing.
Yep.
But SingSing's got a lot of injured units on the outside here. He's going to drop at least 2 of these footmen.
Okay, target fire on the Mountain King. Mountain King does have Talisman of Evasion. There's still space on the top. Viper blocks the top spot with his Tauren Chieftain. He's getting a lot of hits in. Raider coming in for the block and the surround. And he gets it. This was a big 5-head play by the Viper to sacrifice his Farseer, which is a shit hero in the late game. And he decides to power level his TC by deliberately letting his Farseer be killed so he can take a favorable engagement. Super smart.
Wow, okay, so that I did not see that at all. That's fascinating.
I made it up. He blundered, but he made the best of it after.
Dude, I was like, that's insane if that's true. I'm like, what? Are we casting the same game, Grubby? What? Okay, I was like, what? Man, all right, well, in that case...
It does work out that way, by the way. Like, it's true that Farseer scales poorly and the TC... gets better levels, better use of those levels, but I do believe it was a genuine mistake.
I think he wanted to... he did get a good exchange on that fight, but yeah, unable to town portal out of there. The Mountain King's already, by the way, back in this game. Where's the Farseer?
Being remade. Takes 90...
Almost done.
He's level 2, it takes 66 seconds. Probably started it soon after it died. It's much cheaper to get it from the altar than the tavern, so good job. Viper is fully mining from expansion right now. He's actually playing this so well, outside of sometimes his hero control and saves. Farseer comes out. Let's see if he's going to buy anything. Looks like Viper's going to creep. SingSing is going to attack already. The correct play here for Viper would be to finish the entire camp and then just TP on top of the expansion. I wonder if he's going to try and run away from this camp, which is actually kind of tough.
Yeah, the Viper's going to pull these few peons away. He hasn't moved them all the way down, so it looks like he's probably going to try to retake this once he's finished this creep camp. But gosh, it takes a long time to take out the creeps of the Goblin Laboratory. He takes out some and decides to opt with a TP because he doesn't... Oh, and it's almost like a TP that like perfectly surrounds this, and that prompts SingSing to do his own counter TP to get back home. So great save by the Viper, and he'll go back to that previous creep camp and clean up what he started.
Yeah, will he? He dropped the big item. I couldn't see what it was. He may never remember it again. There was a high-value item. I mean, it could be anything. It could be Devotion Aura. Could be... Hell, it could be True Shot Aura. One of them gives damage. One of them gives survivability. So both very good. Looks like the church is coming in to convert. But it looks like the Viper does not abide by this religion and will kill the priest. Feels kind of sacrilegious, but gets a free unit. Viper is at 51 population. The very worst pop you can be at in Warcraft 3.
Yeah, getting below 50 would put you at that no upkeep, basically. We're going to have what could be another engagement here. These players are going to be running right into each other. The Farseer calls out the 2 wolves. We've got Chain Lightning coming down. Looks like one Headhunter in the front is picked off. That's going to be traded out here for a priest on the other side. Mountain King at about half HP here. No obvious targets over here on the human side of things. And so he's just slowly pushing his way through. The Riflemen are not being microed back, so SingSing's going to drop another one. That's going to level up that Farseer.
Another big thunderclap there, dropping the attack rate, movement rate, and damaging the Headhunters. But there's a heal scroll offsetting much of it. This Mountain King is not level 3. He does not have his power spike. Viper did all of this without War Stomps. TC nonetheless standing in the middle, taking up some of those shots. Viper's able to beat SingSing around the head with money, basically turning SingSing's battle plan in game 1 and 2 against him, having a 2-base advantage, and SingSing is really up against it. Now, navigate into those arcane towers at your own peril. He's going to burn 12, I think, mana per hit. Something Viper wants to avoid as he smartly pulls back. The losses he had also dropped him under 50, so he's maximally mining again, 20 gold per second. But he's going to pump over. He wants to keep up the army pressure. He's got a strong army. Now, what does SingSing do from here on?
Yeah, I feel like SingSing's in a bit of a tough spot. We do have Town Portal Scrolls here, in the pocket for the Viper. So, I mean, he's going to clear out these big creeps, getting the item from the level 7 turtle. And then he can probably just Town Portal back home and save his base again, right?
Yeah, very probably. You can aim that TP as you saw before. Got the surround on SingSing, I imagine, very similar now. But he's going to TP without some of his army. The TC is not there. This is the blunder. But SingSing didn't wait to find out.
Okay, well, it turns out it was okay in the end. He drives him back, and, he got... I didn't actually see how many creeps he took out at that bottom left base, but, I mean, he got value.
All of it.
I think with his second base, you're happy to just buy another Town Portal Scroll and go back to it.
He got every single creep in the bottom left. Viper continues picking off those creep camps that are nearest SingSing to further make it difficult for SingSing to be on the map. SingSing fully embracing the concept that human is a TP race. He understands this very well. If you're out of position, because you don't have a speed aura or speed scroll, you need to get out. So he'll always buy a town portal before going out of his base. But that does make these moves very expensive every time he gets away. And look at the movement speed on those raiders. Endurance aura level 2 with the TC level 4. He's got double invulnerability potion, double heal scroll on the Tarn Chieftain. TC moving in for a war stomp. It's big!
Nicely done. He's going to start to pick off some of these riflemen over here in the front. And once again, SingSing really doesn't have an easy way to try to, extract value from this interaction. I mean, more riflemen are going to fall. We're seeing almost no losses. Maybe an overextended raider up here. Yeah. But again, it's a game where, maybe the Viper can kind of afford to do that. So another rifleman on the outside is picked off. And similar to, I can't remember which game it was, but one of the previous games we casted, we were talking about human infrastructure being on the outside versus being on the inside. And if SingSing can't win this fight, all these buildings on the outside are going to be very, very vulnerable.
True, that would mean no Sanctum anymore. TC comes in for a big war stomp. Arcane Towers now get retargeted to TC. SingSing has a lot of eye for detail, but he just doesn't have the numbers. He's trying to get a Thunderclap. The Orcish Horde is here. The coming of the Tides of Darkness is upon us as they crash upon the shores of the Alliance. Human and Dwarven and Elven kind rallies in the back of the base as they try to hold on for dear life. But the Viper's relentless onslaught is not going to abate anytime soon. And SingSing is up against it. He's against the ropes, Tasteless.
This is looking really bad, man. I mean, more pick-offs over here on the outside. The Arcane Sanctum, it may end up being picked off. Probably not before this priest will get out, but this is going to have to be remade back where the wood has been cleared out over here in the back. And I mean, I don't know. I would love to see a way that SingSing could come out of this, but I feel like this is ultimately up to the Viper to just basically play a clean game, right?
Yes.
Push through just kind of rinse and repeat. Whether it's through, chewing away at what SingSing has, or it's just letting SingSing mine out and then not expand like we saw in the previous game. I think they're all acceptable.
Yep. Now, there's one more camp here for SingSing. He's going to try and take it, but by not standing on the high ground entirely, now with daytime vision, I think Viper gets a glimpse of it. You hear the sound effects. You see the units. There is a potential for catch here. The ensnare is going to go on the Mountain King. TC doesn't have War Stomp. There's the second ensnare, the surround attempt. There's still a gap. There's no more gap. There's a surround. That's it. No! It's open! It's open! Mountain King slips away!
So he's going to back up again. We've got some of the creeps just taking out a stray headhunter here in the back. Another level up here.
A straight headhunter?
As these units kind of flee behind this tower, I think that Viper can seesaw his attention back over to the creep camps to try to clear this out before SingSing can come back, I think.
Yeah, the camp is definitely messing Viper up a bit. If SingSing did this on purpose... Oh! Oh, that item, Illyria's Flute of Accuracy. But yeah, If
Wow.
if SingSing did this on purpose to make the camp mess up Viper, kudos to him. At the end of the day, I think it kind of RNG'd against Viper as he walked past it. Now, rewind the clock, Tasteless. Remember that moment where suddenly SingSing was not being pressured anymore? He could have militia crept this camp. And he could have got the true shot
Yeah.
aura right there. The bonus experience, solo MK, or I think he didn't have MK yet. He would have had that bonus damage. It could have been huge. 7% bonus damage for all ranged units.
Yeah, no, it's funny. You know, that was a really interesting concept you were explaining to me earlier. That like, okay, if the Farseer's gone for long enough, then you know you have this small window of timing to basically, militia creep the big camps. Is a great way to come back, but he wasn't able to do that. Now we've got SingSing trying to push out, and it seems like he's gonna try to basically sandwich him here. One control group coming up here on the left side, the other on the right.
Yep.
And at minimum, I would imagine Viper will be happy if there's a forced town portal again. The town portal scroll is painfully expensive.
Viper is
and
showing
so that's
off
just kind of one way to punish.
with his pincer movement here. Town portal might happen if SingSing don't like the fight. Like he said, he does have one. 1 mana away from War Stomp. There's a pretty big clap on the backline, but once again, it's clap level 1. He has Stormbolt level 2, so the only chance that SingSing really has is to focus hero, in my opinion, with the way that he picked his abilities. No losses for SingSing. Credit to him, he gets away, and he's at 50 population. Now, maths talk. If you don't like maths, make sure to think about something else like your favorite food or your favorite person in the world or anything. Just drift off for a bit. Math-wise, SingSing right now is getting 10 gold per second. I call that 100% income. There is 2 bases for Viper. He's getting 14 gold per second because of the 30% upkeep. That's only a 40% difference. Now, additionally, there's only 30 pop left for Viper to fill out to 100. If SingSing just saves up as much money as possible in one base, he can make it to 70 population once, and Viper will only be like 80 because he's probably gonna pit stop at 80. There is a way for extended one base situations to turn into a 70 v 80 fight, even though that goes against all logic from any RTS. However, that way is usually not looking like this with raiders picking off priests.
Oh my god. Yeah, these are 3 priests that just never going to see the light of day again. Really didn't get that much value in this game.
Ooh.
And it's plays like that that are going to allow the Viper to basically be unstoppable.
Yeah.
You know, that are going to allow him to be so oppressive on the map.
And those 3 priests were so needed because SingSing is investing in tier 3. They would have given Inner Fire, which gives 5 armor and 10% damage output. You can put that on heroes. It was very useful in the previous game, though it wasn't quite enough. So now he has to start remaking those priests. He is understanding the concept well to stay at 50. Might get a creep jack against the Viper, though. Viper realizes, hey, I don't need to creep. I already have TC level 5. Boom. Thunderclap level 1. War Stomp level 3.
The Tauren Chieftain's going to move in here for a big stomp. And now, I mean, I don't know, these riflemen are so squishy. We're seeing the kiting happen, and now it's the 2 heroes separated from the rest of the riflemen and the priest. And it's the same story over and over and over again. It's going to be a retreat back towards the base. A lot of low HP units here that will be picked off. The hero's getting surrounded right now. I don't know if the Mountain King can make it back here.
That is incredible. That is incredible. GG by SingSing. The Viper wins. Tasteless, we're going to get both of them in the post-game. I'm sure you may have some questions for them as well. We're going to get their thoughts soon.
Yeah, I got to ask him how I can expand with my Crypt Lord versus Farseer. That's the first thing I'm going to ask him. But...
Okay. Oh, man.
No, that was a great series. Super back and forth. I mean, the Viper, again, it was so cool to see him just constantly improving. Whenever they're ready, I'm ready to talk to him, ask him some questions.
That was incredible. It's so unbelievable to me that the Viper took this series, MMR-wise. It just goes to show that MMR really is just a number of your average, but doesn't say anything about what will happen on the match day.
Yeah, well, I guess everybody had such a short amount of time that I think no one's MMR is exactly like where it would be if you had a couple months to kind of figure out your cruising altitude.
True.
Tomorrow.
Yo.
Hey, guys. How are you guys feeling? That was an incredible series we just casted.
I feel like I got destroyed.
Viper isn't here yet, so we can just talk to you. Sing, how did
Yeah,
you prepare
we'll
for
just
this?
talk to.
How did you prepare for the series?
No, sorry. Go ahead.
And what do you think? What do you think happened for you?
I think the early game aggro is too much. I don't know what to do against headhunters. I feel like headhunters are better than footman at every stage of the game. And then it's so hard to get to the second part because I keep losing footman. He doesn't lose headhunters.
Yeah, I can't coach anymore, but I want to help you. I agree.
I will fix it.
I agree. Headhunters beat footman. That's definitely true. Yeah, like mid tourney coaching. But yeah, you had some insane comebacks though.
I feel like he threw, but yeah. You could see like in the last game he was scared of throwing. Like he started playing super safe.
Is that true, Viper?
Yeah, I felt like I was in a good spot in both my losses. Maybe not the first loss, but the second one, I felt like I through. So I started playing super cautiously if I felt I had a good spot. So his read was correct there.
Yeah, GG's, man. He fucking knows.
GG's, dude. That was sick. Sick games.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Played.
In the final game, Viper, it was 2-2. You had 2-0 score with Firelord, but you were 0-2 with Torrent Chieftain.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you pick Firelord again?
Well, he didn't expand this time, right? The idea behind Firelord was to punish an expansion, because then I got the pressure way faster. So yeah, Tauren just felt like a better long-term pick, I think.
Dude, SingSing, the hold on Concealed Hill, you should not have any chance. You were down to 5 peasants on gold on your expo, 0 in your main. You were probably like 30, 40 population down. Your Mountain King control was impeccable until you suckered the TC into a place he couldn't get back from, and you struck. It was very impressive.
Well, why am I in that situation, man? What happened? What's this early game?
Very cool series between you two, but let's not just talk about the series. First, you, Viper, how has it felt for you to play Warcraft 3 and how it has felt different from, let's say, Age of Empires 2 in your training of it and starting from scratch?
Yeah, no, it's very refreshing, right? AoE2 is very different to this in terms of an RTS. So it's been super refreshing just to sit down and grind some Warcraft. And yeah, I mean, there's no question. There's a reason why this game is still alive 25 years after its birth as well. It's just such an amazing game. There's so much depth, so much knowledge to be gained, like in most of these classic RTS. And yeah, Warcraft is no different to that. It's just an amazing game. I have a lot of fun. And yeah, like it's a breath of fresh air because AoE2 is very different, way more macro oriented. Here we have a lot more like these super clutch moments with the hero micro and such. And yeah, SingSing's hero micro, that's the third or fourth game, I don't remember which one, that I was so annoyed. He kept picking up all my heroes nonstop and I couldn't touch his heroes, I felt like.
How's it been for you, SingSing? You have RTS experience, but you've never like no-lifed it like you have this time.
Not for Warcraft 3. I no-lifed StarCraft 2 a little bit and AoE 4 a little bit. That's about it.
You ever wanted to go pro in those, or that was not a consideration?
Nah, I play them for fun.
You seem... Tasteless, you have any questions?
No, I mean, it was a great series. I really appreciated how the Viper became more and more conservative back there. A lot of people were speculating that you guys, two of the strongest players in this tournament, the Viper, you're moving on. Do you think that you'll be able to take this whole thing? And if so, how easily or how not easily?
Well, I think against SingSing was a big tell for me to how well I'm playing. I think Human Dome might be my best matchup, so there is that as well. I think I even put that in the questionnaire we had. So maybe that wasn't my favorite, but yeah, Orc against... I'm going to be against RedPanda now, where he's Orc. I think Orc is maybe my worst matchup against, so we'll see how that's going to go. I mean, obviously now after beating SingSing, who I consider probably maybe still the favorite to win the tournament, I obviously want to try and go all the way, but got to take it step by step.
Viper, which race do you think is the most imba? You can be honest here.
It's a weird statement to make after this series, though. Should I still say it?
I see.
No, actually, I played like 4 ladder games last night, and those Huntresses kicked my ass. So now Night Elf is OP, in my opinion.
Sing, Orc?
Orc.
They're the one race that won't leave you alone when you're trying to fast expand.
It's the only one.